We are live. Good night. Good night, everybody. Okay, can I come back on? 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Good night, everybody, and
Good night.
thank you, three, for joining me tonight. Um, I was contemplating whether or not to even do Thanksgiving, but I figured, you know what? By now, people have probably been on round two and three of eating, just chilling, probably watching sports and scrolling. So I was like, hey, why not?
Mm-hmm.
So thank you guys for joining us, Jerome, Karen, and Halima. And
Bless you.
I told
Blessings.
everybody earlier today on my little video, for those who celebrate Thanksgiving, however way you celebrate it. I don't celebrate it the traditional way.
Mm-hmm.
But at home, we decided that we were going to really just focus on what we're thankful and grateful for. Um, because, as you know, this has been some 2 crazy years.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that we're alive and we're here, is a blessing. So uh,
Yes, it is.
happy Thanksgiving again to everybody. Did y'all want to say anything?
I just hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving day with their friends and family. You know, like Debbie said, I don't celebrate the original reason for it, but I love being with my family and friends, and we love to eat and drink and talk nonsense. So, any reason for everybody to get together is a good reason.
True, true,
Mm-hmm.
true. Did you all eat or drink anything different this year?
This year, not really. Same old, same old. I don't really eat the turkey stuff like that, so I eat everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And I made coquito this year, so yeah, we were
Cool.
happy.
I'm gonna try coquito one year. I
Wait,
have.
Hmm.
shoot, Karen, with all the things you do, coquito is like will probably be
Yeah,
one of
it's
the easiest.
really
And
easy.
you do your own twist. Like I was telling everybody, I have been
Hmm.
telling Pinky for several weeks that I want to do a guava berry coquito, and I did it today, and everybody loved it. So,
Hmm.
yeah.
I might venture into it for Christmas. My girlfriend was telling me it's very easy to make with. She does
Very
pistachio
easy.
and
Hmm.
the coconut. I just don't want to do it, and I like it, and it come out good, and it's something I just like Johnny cake. Like I refuse to learn how to make Johnny cakes because
What? What?
I refuse to. There's certain like I'm a personal belief in that you have to create certain roadblocks to stop yourself. And
Hmm.
Okay.
me just not being good at making it is my roadblock. Because once I perfect it,
Oh my
uh,
god, I eat it all the time. That's me too.
You know
you
I
know,
what?
love
like
I
my
can
Johnny cake.
actually.
I
I
will
c-
just create like a mini batch and just sit because I love Johnny cakes. I love Johnny cakes.
Me
So,
too.
but then I get sick and tired of it. So I'm not. It's still like like I used to love carrot cake, and I make an amazing carrot cake. Like for Thanksgiving, I made 2 carrot cake, 2 pistachio, 2 coconut. I made, I
Hmm.
baked a lot, and
Hmm.
I wouldn't eat. I actually bought a red velvet cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory, and
Hmm.
that was my most favorite one. But
Hmm.
yeah, there's certain things you just don't want to be good at because I would make the hell out of it, and you look, you know,
True.
yeah. But
Did
but
you all,
this
did your family do anything special or
well,
different?
this year for me, for the last 2 years, I've been practicing adamantly to live a life of gratitude every day. Like
Hmm.
before I even put my foot on the ground, I have to at least have 10 things to be grateful for. Um, and it's living a life of gratitude has made like a magical difference in my life to the point where I have manifested things I even want to be thankful for. I ain't have it yet, but I'm thanking God for it in advance.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Yes.
And,
Hmm.
to say that, like, I'm in my own home and I was able to host Thanksgiving in my house with my family. And it wasn't an overwhelming feeling. It almost felt like it was due. Like I
Mhm.
was
Hmm.
so comfortable with it because the gratitude that I've been living for the last 2 years um, has shown me that no matter how big or small it is, just be grateful. You have
Hmm.
something to be grateful for every day.
Amen.
Yeah.
And you don't have to wait for Thanksgiving. Like I've never been a stickler to celebrate birthdays, and I don't do the traditional Valentine's. I believe if I love you, it could be a Wednesday at 2 o'clock. I'm gonna let you know I love you and you're amazing. And so I started practicing the life of gratitude like every single day. Like we if it don't have to be Good Friday to cook duck and saltfish. So
Oh, I
I'm
agree.
trying to normalize doing things
Mhm.
every day and just because. And I have a lot to be grateful for this year, but I got to pick and choose what it was. So, and that's how I felt. I get to pick and choose what I'm grateful for. Like
Mhm.
just
Cool.
just pick and choose because you practice it every day. So then you get to get that one day that you put certain things to the top. But this year was great. My mom is here. My daughters are here. Um, my sister was here. I'm, in North Carolina. I'm officially in North Carolina, and I have so much to be grateful for. So more to wake up and make
Amen.
That's
my
Mhm.
list
good.
a little longer. But
Good.
it was a great day. I was able to cook. I've been cooking since Tuesday.
Wow.
And when I say cook, I started baking Tuesday.
Wow.
So
Mhm.
Tuesday night, I baked 2, 4, 6 cakes, 6 tarts. So I didn't make tarts. I
Mhm.
made little pies. Pinky would be ashamed of me because I'm gonna put it in the universe. I bought the little Pillsbury pie thing and I cut the little circles and I put a little pie pan. But I made the coconut, the mango, and the pineapple filling in
But
Okay.
that's
October.
what a lot of people doing. A lot of people are
Mhm.
just buying the
Yeah.
pie crust
I just buy the
and just
pie
put it
crust
in. That's what a lot of people are doing.
and I'm not
Mhm.
calling
Why
it
are you
tart.
shaking your head? Why are you shaking your
I'm
head?
not deflaming. I'm not, I'm on a defamation suit. I'm not calling it a tart. It's not a tart. It's a mini pie. It's a miniature pie. It's a miniature coconut pie, and it's a miniature. I did coconut, mango,
Well,
pineapple,
I
and
tell you.
so they're called pies. They're not called tarts. I'm not gonna say they're tarts. Like
Okay.
That
like
door
in,
is
like in Grenada, we have bakes, and I have Johnny cake. It's called a tart. Mine's
Okay.
is a,
I
mine's is
I,
a
I
pie.
kind of
So
I
Go
kind of
ahead.
understand the little statement that Karen is saying about the Johnny cake. She don't really want to learn to perfect it and stuff because she'll end up spoiling herself and then lose the whole enjoyment
Mhm.
of the Johnny cake after a while.
Yes.
I am a person. I make Johnny cake dough and I do sell and distribute the Johnny cake
I
dough,
didn't hear that
and it
part. The
becomes
universe didn't allow me to hear that part. Ah,
I
but
do
that's
sell
good.
and distribute it. So, I do know the pros and the cons of being someone that can make Johnny cake dough to make Johnny
And
Mhm.
my
cakes
sister, my
pretty
sister
well.
makes it
It's
amazing, and
Mhm.
she's a 9-minute drive. And when she tell me she making Johnny cake, I just country. I come with my little banana fritters and my pumpkin fritters, her Johnny cake and some coffee.
See, that's the cons right
Mhm.
there. Everyone comes for
Yes.
those Johnny cakes whenever they're
For
making.
real.
You lose
Yes.
friends, you gain friends. You When it comes to Johnny cake, that's a whole different thing. But you
For
see that
real.
little
Yes.
crust thing that you talking about there? I just gotta shake my head, because Maria's cookies. All you need is some butter. Some I can't believe is not butter, and some
Mhm.
Maria's cookies, and a little pinch of brown sugar, and you should be setting it up yourself. But you feel like to buy it or other thing. I can understand. I can understand. I can
Okay.
understand.
That's so funny.
But ain't
Well,
nothing like some
how did
good food. When I went to the Bahamas and I had their Johnny cake, I was excited when I bought their Johnny cake because I ordered it not knowing what it was, and their
Mhm.
Johnny
Hmm.
cake is more like a cornbread bread. It's
So
a
I got
Oh.
like four or
consistent.
five different types of Johnny cakes.
Right. Their own is a consistency of a bread because they
Hmm.
slice it like bread, but it has a sweetness to it, like how you have cornbread, but a sweetness to it, but it's more like a bread. It's amazing
Oh.
because they make it with it's Johnny cake and boiled fish. So they
Oh.
boil the fish and they make it
Oh,
into a Johnny
nice.
cake. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
how our Johnny cake is, like yours.
Mhm.
So that's just one
Mhm.
version. I have these. This is from an order that I did.
Okay.
Go on with your
Then I
best.
got these.
Yeah, Johnny, I
Okay.
love Johnny cake, especially when they got packet.
Yeah.
I,
Then you got these. with the
fish
pocket that
everything
you're
is
talking about.
Yes.
Yes. Like Guyanese,
Yep.
when
awesome.
Guyanese make it, but Guyanese I call it floats.
Floats. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, let me,
Okay.
like I was telling everybody, we are just literally just shooting the breeze tonight. Um, I told them that tonight we just want to have some jokes, and I'm going to pose some questions.
Mhm.
It's not going to be really, really horrific questions. But I figured all of y'all would be candid enough to answer these questions.
Mhm.
Use the word
So,
candy.
one of the questions is actually just shooting off the breeze. Do you all know that if you were to win $100,000 tomorrow, what you would spend that money
Of
on?
course, I don't practice every day.
Definitely.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Definitely.
Okay, so you Karen, let's hear it.
Oh, $100,000? What I
Or
gonna
just
do? Start my business.
okay.
Me too. Me too.
Okay.
Listen,
I
I
would
have
like to
everything
start my
planned out. I
business
just need the
like
money.
that would be my seed money to get me to
Mhm.
where I need to be to not,
Exactly.
because every business go through that struggle phase, like equipment,
Come on, talking to you.
investments,
Mhm.
like a startup phase. That would just give me the startup phase.
Phase.
Exactly.
And if you guys haven't, I do ebooks. If you haven't done it already, Oprah Winfrey came out with a book. There's a part one, a part two of it. What do you know for sure?
Mhm.
You have to. If you, I like ebooks because I can listen to it while I cook and do everything else.
Hmm.
But what do you know for sure?
Mm,
That's
that's
a
good.
Ebooks are
question.
good. It calms the mind and it opens
Yes,
your
I
journey
usually
of
do it when
actually
I
looking at
paint.
things vouchers and
Yeah,
stuff.
Yeah.
and that's
Hmm.
what that question that you asked was a question she asked today. Is like, what if you had a chance to do something today that if you died you'll regret you didn't do it? What it would it
Mm.
be? And
Cool.
and this is the second time I'm listening to the audio, and the second time is the same thing. What would I do? And it's start my business.
That's
Yes.
good.
This is
That's good. How about you, Halima?
I am on point. Like I have 3 to 4 different businesses like already laid out. I just need like the seed money to
Capital.
do it.
Hmm.
So yeah, I have it. I am ready. Like I already have plans. I want to do one of them because that's the easiest one to start up. It's just like procrastination and
I
work.
know that procrastination is
Procrastination
the
and work.
devil.
Yes. So procrastination is the part. So, but yeah, I 100% know you give me $100,000 and exactly what I'm doing. I already have my social media coach picked out. I already have my business coach picked out. I already have the marketing person picked out. Like I have everybody picked out. I know the rates, everything. I just
Oh
need the
wow.
money.
Well, that's good. That's good. I
Yes.
mean, because it's one thing to say you kind of want something, you think you want something, but to actually have it's sort of like having your business plan before it actually
Exactly.
comes to fruition.
Hmm.
I mean, that's very
Yeah,
good.
I know it's going to happen. It's just gonna take some time. But if you want to give me
Exactly.
$100,000 now, I can make it
Exactly.
happen now.
No,
Exactly.
no time is. I mean, every time when it happens, it's the right time. Like
Yes.
that's
Hmm.
something that consoles me. Like you'll
Exactly.
beat
So I
yourself up.
yeah, exactly. Like you know it's going to happen
Yeah.
just at
Right.
its time when it's ready to do it.
When
When
it's
it's
ready.
ready to happen.
And just
Hmm.
and continue to speak it. Um,
Yeah.
how about you, Mr. Romeo? If you were to get $100,000 in your hand tomorrow, do you know exactly what you would do with it?
No, there's so much of stuff. Unfortunately, I've been to that already,
Hmm.
and from business opportunities and different things, I kind of want to just be more settled. So I would look to invest in something that my other half wants to do, as well
Hmm.
as probably have a island cookout. So like people who are less fortunate, I would
Hmm.
want to do something in that category to, not just give back, but allow them to actually have something to eat, to stay, to enjoy themselves, because basically bring the island together, basically something like that.
Hmm.
That's
Because I
cool.
have businesses already. I had businesses. I've done those things. You know what Helima is
Halima.
saying?
Halima.
Halima.
Hmm.
Halima, what
Uh-huh.
Halima is saying is good that you have your business plan and everything out. So all you need is right now that little coin to drop
Little.
in there and make everything turn over. So
Yep.
that's the best way to look at it and do it. But
Hmm.
from my standing point, it's just helping somebody that's unfortunate and someone to
Hmm.
start up a business, something in that area. Nothing about just for me anymore because I've done. I'm okay. I'm all right.
Hmm.
That's
I'm all
good.
right.
That's
That's
good.
good.
Next question, and there's going to be some racy questions, but I'm not going to get there yet. Um,
Hmm.
um,
Why is there only one guy in here though? That
don't
that
worry,
that
because you can
that's
handle it.
funny though.
You can handle it. Trust you me, you can handle it.
And we're gonna
Um,
take it easy on you. We're not gonna.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. Karen,
you
what's your
can
background?
handle
Where
it.
you from? Where you from, Karen?
oh, I'm from St. Croix,
Okay, VI
West Side,
ladies.
West
Take it
Side.
easy. Yeah, man. Mhm.
You can handle it. Trust you me.
You can
Yeah.
handle it. You
Okay.
can handle it. You can handle it.
Yeah.
Question two. Do you know what your purpose is?
Say that again.
Do you know
Do
what your
you know
purpose
what
is?
your purpose is? Do you know why you were created to be on this earth?
I knew I should have think better when I came online.
No,
This
no, no,
this
no, no.
this
Seriously.
No, this is stimulating because, like I
that's
said,
yeah.
I am on my second round of that book,
Right.
Hmm.
and I think I have the title wrong. What I Know for Sure is the name of the book. It's a book
What I
written by
know for
Oprah
sure.
Winfrey, and it has two parts.
Right.
Hmm.
And I got goosebumps the first time around. And I normally don't read books twice. And this is my second time I'm listening to part one. There's so much jewels in this book. It's almost like it's bringing my entirety together. Like it's bringing my past, my present, my future together in so many ways that I have to listen to it a second time. So the third time around is when I pull out the journals and I take notes. I'm a note taker.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
when you ask that question about purpose, they said it's two most important days of your life is when you were created and when you find out why.
Why? Correct.
And at one point, and I don't know if purpose is in phases or purpose is just a purpose. But at one point, I thought my purpose was being a mother because it was the
Hmm.
greatest feeling in my life. Like I lived for it. I get up every day and I did it, and it was just everything in me was to be the best mother, regardless if I was doing it by myself. It was a duty that was in it was a duty, not as, oh gosh, I have to be a mother, but
Right.
I wanted to make sure that when my kids were grown, when they became adults, I wanted them to be intelligent, educated, self-sufficient. I wanted them to be respectful. I wanted them to be honorable, but I wanted them to be successful in their own. I want them to be independent. And I had so many dreams and goals for them. And that's what I thought my purpose was.
Mhm.
I didn't think my purpose, I knew it had an end date, but because of how I felt about it, I felt that was my purpose. And then they started to get a little bit independent, and now they're grown, and I'm an empty nester. And there's so many things that I want to purposely do. Like the other day, I realized I want to be an inspiration to someone outside of myself. Like
Hmm.
I'm not gonna gloat, but I like me. I love me, and I inspire myself every day. I'm starting to do that high five challenge, but
Hmm.
Right.
I'm really enjoying high fiving where I'm at on my journey. Like when I look back to where I was 24 years ago, I was a single mother with two kids, and I was completely lost mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. Where I'm at today, I heard this lady talk about living a free life, and when she described it, I'm like, shit. I'm sorry. I'm like, shoot, that's me. That's like
Right.
me. Like that's
Right.
where I'm at. And she's talking about, and she's given a course of how to achieve it. And I'm walking, I was walking my dog, and I was like, that's me. Like,
Hmm.
so I don't know if purpose is just like an ultimate goal, like just,
Right.
or is it does for me? I felt like purpose is like a phase. Like at
Yeah.
this phase
I,
of my life, like 20 years ago, for the last 20 years, my purpose was to be a good mother, to produce good kids and send them out into society. Because Nia Long, I listened to an interview she had years ago where she said, when you raise your kids, you're not raising your kids. You're
Hmm.
raising someone's husband, someone's wife, someone's neighbor, someone's employee, someone's employer. You, you're raising a citizen to go out into society, to contribute to society, to go out there and survive. So that was always my end goal. But I met it, and I'm like, okay, if that was my purpose, then that means I don't figure out why, my two most important parts of my life.
Mhm.
So now, my purpose is kind of like torn because I have 50 million journals, but I'm kind of, at one point I was like, am I lost because I don't know what my purpose is right now? So that's why I
Right.
started doing stuff like painting and doing arts and craft, and like this wall behind here, I did this wall, and
Oh,
I
nice.
started doing so many different things that
Mhm.
when I started doing it, I go to YouTube University, I learn it, and I apply it, and I do great at it. And I was like, well, that can't be my purpose because it's very simple.
Right.
And so the business part is actually, you know, but
That's cool.
I
That's
still
cool.
haven't figured out the purpose yet because that was my purpose then. So
Yeah, I
I don't
think
want
it
to say
does
I'm
for me.
lost, but
I don't
I
think you're
think
lost. I mean, I think right now your purpose is to find yourself. That's your purpose, to find things that you love to do and continue doing. I think that's what it is. You're in your field of your life right now to see what else you can do besides being a mother, besides being a daughter, besides being an employee. I could do all these things. I could be
Mhm.
a painter. I'm a craftsman. That's the purpose,
Mhm.
to discover how many things you can be
right.
but
and how well you can do it.
when they say it, it seemed like it was something so, like, I expected it to like hit me like, bam, this is
Me
my
too.
purpose,
Me
and
too.
it's so
Hmm.
grand. But I'm confused because everything that I set out to do, I learn it and I do it, and it feels so good, and I
Mhm.
can see it going to a whole nother level.
Hmm.
And but it was so easy, and I want to credit it to where
But
I'm.
that might be because that's a gift. You have the gift of being able to see things through, right? But your purpose in it might be that you're teaching your children, your family members, those who come in contact with you, things about themselves. Because I think,
Hmm.
of course, our purpose is never tied to just us. It's tied to how we affect other people. And
Hmm.
so, and I'm saying this only because I have it on my door. What is my purpose? Um,
Hmm.
I know what my gifts are, but what is my purpose? And like you, I think it's changed. For me, for a long period of time, it was about my kids and raising my kids and doing the best job that I knew how to do. And now that everybody is grown, even though they still need me, still call, as you know, calling me on the phone. Um, I feel like, what is my purpose? I think this platform definitely is part of it.
Part of it. Mhm.
Reaching people, talking to people, getting people together. Um, but there's still that question because there's some people who like what their purpose is. Like I was telling Shelly the other night, who was on with us, what she's doing is
Yeah,
she is
I need to
truly
go to
walking
Shelley's
in her
church. Whatever
purpose.
church,
She
whatever
just
church Shirley have, I'm going. Okay.
Yeah, she really truly has a knack just for how she can explain things. I had an epiphany moment with her, one of our meetings. So it's
She
just
had my wheels turning ever since I listened to her.
yeah,
Like,
she does it
and it's
effortlessly,
not, yeah, it was in a
you know?
confirmation way. Like, I thought I was crazy thinking the things that I think. Like when I tell people, sick people go to the hospital. That's why sinners go to church.
Hmm.
And I always said it as a joke, but I mean, I kind of meant it, which yes, true. But when
Right.
she explained it, I was like, okay, that is just not me. But how she
Exactly.
explained it,
She truly has a knack for explaining stuff. So when you see people like that, then you're thinking like, but then how come I don't know? Like I tell Grant Lee, as a farmer, that is what he was purposed to do. He loves it. He breathes it. That is his life. And then his fruits
Hmm.
show that that's his purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's some of us who it's not as clear.
no.
And so I just think that we have to purposely live life and intentionally live life. And through that, we may discover our purpose, or our purpose may be something other people glean from us in the process. So I remember my sister asking that question: what is your purpose? What do you think God put you on this earth for? Your energy, your spirit. What is it for? And at this stage of my life, those are things that I'm always questioning and asking myself. How about you, Halima?
I mean, I'm like you. I know my gifts are.
Right.
I just don't know how to use it, I guess. I don't know why I have those gifts. Let me put it like that. For some
Hmm.
reason, it doesn't matter where I am. Like strangers tell me whatever. They just talk to me about whatever going on in life for whatever reasons. And like after they finish talking to me, like, oh my God, like I feel so much better talking to you. You put things in different perspectives and things like that. So whoever comes in my life, they don't leave it in a negative. I always lead them in a positive way.
Positive.
So you could ask my friends, like I'm always preaching to them about something. Like they might get sick of me, but like every single start of the week, I send all of them affirmation for the week. You're loved, you're worthy, things like that. And every day I'm like, okay, what did you do today to show yourself some love? How did you show love to yourself today? And I'd be like, I don't know, like showing yourself love is simple. You get your favorite coffee, you get your favorite drink, you go to sleep on time, you watch your favorite movie, you do something for yourself. That's how you show yourself love. And even with my coworkers, them like I was trying to tell them how to like if they like I said, work in HR, so it's not about just the work, is what's
Right.
going on in their personal life as well. So
Right.
I'm always going beyond the work to make sure that their personal life is less stressful so that when they come to work, they could feel relaxed too. They can do their work.
Right.
So I know for me, my gift is like I was uplifting somebody. That's their words, not my words. I'm just telling you what people tell me. So I like, even one of my friends and I shared something with her the other day, and she's like, oh my God, I can't believe you sent me this. I've been thinking about this for a while. Like, I know, I remember. I know you said you wanted to do this, and this is a step forward. So I know my gifts are like, I remember people say, people tell me their secrets, people tell me, the things that they're going through, and I can help them with that. I just don't know if that's my purpose. I know that's my gift. Cause for
Right.
whatever reason,
Right.
when people talk to me about something, it's like it clicks in my brain, and I know what needs to be said and what
Yeah.
they should be doing. But
Yeah.
I don't know if that's my
I do that
purpose.
with business. Like you could tell me something
Mm-hmm.
and I will literally within the next 30 minutes tell you how you can turn it into. Now mind you, I have no businesses, but I have so
Yes.
many. So
Mm-hmm.
I just decided to get a life coach,
Mm-hmm.
and she gave me some homework, a 30-day homework that I was able to complete in one night. And like you said, your gifts, she's like, monetize everything that you do effortlessly.
Right.
And
Mm-hmm.
when I did the homework by that night, I was like, I can quit my job and make four times the salary if I can monetize my gift. And
Yes.
when she gave me that, the whole week went like, I was
Mm-hmm.
just so amazed. But like you
I
said,
know what you mean because I do the same thing. Like people be like, "Oh, I want to do this business," and automatically I'd be like, "Oh, I send them all these links. I send them the
You
steps.
sure
I
do.
send them the people to follow, like how to get this and that." But I don't do
tell
it
them
for
what they need to
myself.
do, what
Yes,
avenue they need to take.
exactly. And they'd be
And
like,
I'm sitting here.
"Why I didn't think about this?"
Did I
Like I
just
don't
give
know.
away a million? Because the coach tell me you be giving away $1 million. You have to be rich. She's like, I don't understand. Like, why are you giving away all this money? And I'm like,
Oh my
I don't
God.
give away
Yeah, I
money.
like even in this one business group I'm in, the lady was like struggling with her Instagram. So I'm like, you need to do X, Y, and Z. She like, why are they getting to change this? You need to change that. You do this, you need to follow this person and do that. And like I think it was like yesterday or the day before, she's like, oh my God, I got so much more views now. Thank you. I'm like, you're welcome.
Wow.
I don't do these things, but I just like it just clicks in my brain for some
And
reason
that's
when
how
people
you know that
say
that's a
certain
gift.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like
It's a gift.
I don't know, that's just weird, but I don't know what the purpose is for all of that. Let me put it like that.
Right.
I just
I
know
think the word
anybody who
purpose
in
is
my life.
stressful. I think the word purpose is, I don't think it's stress. Well, I would say stressful because I think it has so much weight. It's
Yeah,
almost
I
like,
don't like try to think about it
what
anymore.
is
Because when
your
people ask me that,
existence?
I'm like,
Why do you
I
exist?
You
don't
know, because
know.
then
Maybe I
the other
exist to
part of
help
that is
somebody else fulfill their dreams. Maybe that's why I
true.
exist to help somebody get to the next level in their life. Maybe that's my purpose. I don't know. But I just know anybody who in my life on a personal basis, like I cannot see them going through something or I can't sit down and help them and not say something. You know what
True.
I mean? And if I see somebody talking down about themselves or anything like that, I'd be like, I have like this perfect saying for people like that. I'm like, listen, everybody have valleys that they go through. Everybody hits different rock bottoms. And you
Right.
have to remember, like, okay, a year ago you were jobless. They didn't know where your next check coming from. They didn't know how you're gonna feed yourself. And now look at you in a job. You survive a whole 12 months to get where you are right now. So
Be
whatever you're going
thankful.
through right now, you will never be what you were 12 months ago. So
True.
you gotta stop saying, "Oh my God, I struggling." No, you were struggling 12 months ago. You're doing way better right now. And that's something to focus. You have to change your mindset. Like everybody has rock bottoms. Everybody has bodies that they go through. That's the point of life. Life hits you hard, so you can appreciate every step that you go through. Every time you uplift yourself is a reminder where you used to be. And that's why you have rock bottoms. So you could always be grateful for the next step in your life. Every time you level up, is you be grateful. So when you got a little too boastful, a little too happy, like, oh, I don't need God, I don't need X, Y, and Z, you're gonna hit rock bottom. You're gonna come back to where you used to be because you forgot where you used to be. So now I
And
gotta
it's
remind you.
and it's the gratitude. It's the
Yeah.
gratitude. You if you and sometimes it's so simple as if you count, you don't count 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. You count 1, 2, 3. You count in
Hmm.
increments to increase. And as you continue to
Exactly.
count your foes, they will continue to grow. So why
Hmm.
not count your blessings and have them grow? Like
Exactly.
I give my kids exercise. I say, just thank God for one thing this morning. Tomorrow is two, three,
Hmm.
and just keep adding. You know,
Exactly.
my new journey now is to get to a list of writing 300 things I want.
Hmm.
I got that from Steve Harvey. I've clipped the other day. Write down
Oh,
300
oh,
things you want. It could be crazy. Listen, I getting crazy now because I 112, right? But the what's more crazy is when I go back every time I go back to that list, I'm
Hmm.
literally crossing stuff.
Crossing things off.
And I got so excited the
Exactly.
other night because I crossed out 4 things in one week that I had
Hmm.
on my list. Like everything that I want, I put it on this list and I'm
Yes.
crossing them. And I was like, whoa, you
Hmm.
know? And I think it, I mean, and we could say it because where you are mentally, where your mind
Mm.
space is, where your heart
mindset.
space is, really
Yes.
determines on your outlook of life. But
Hmm.
in saying that, if you change your outlook, you can change your view. Like if you
Exactly.
sit there and that's all you see is what you don't have, you're not gonna see anything else.
Correct.
Hmm.
And I've been through some, like you said, when you say the word valleys, it's okay to be in a valley. It's
Hmm.
okay to cry. It's okay to bow, but you get up, you wash
Exactly.
your face, you drop some Visine in your eye, and you
Yeah,
keep it
you can't
chucking.
stay
Like
there.
you
Hmm.
can't stay there.
Yes.
You know what it is. You say, figure it out. One thing I know for
Oh
sure,
my God.
listen to this down, is one thing I know for sure. Every problem has a solution.
Hmm.
True.
That's it.
True.
You
Hmm.
know,
And sometimes the solution is to start over.
that's it. I did a
Most
Sometimes
of
you
the
whole
have to
time.
start
restart.
over.
I did a
Hmm.
whole
Most of the time.
reset.
Yep.
I had a 3 bedroom house and I got rid of it and I gave my kids and decided to start over in a whole different state. Certain things stay the same, but I decided to start over. Like physical stuff was okay. I can get rid of this. I like put in my car and I moved. And that start over has been amazing. And if it
Hmm.
doesn't work, guess what? I could start over again.
Exactly.
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 And the thing
Hmm.
about it is like, people say, oh, you could say that because you mentally create the illusion that you want. Without vision,
Hmm.
people will perish. Have a
Yep.
vision, visualize it.
Hmm.
Write a contract. If you think about it, I mean, you can achieve it.
True.
Once you get I tell my kids, you think about it, you can achieve it.
My
Once you
daughter
write
has
it
that on a
down on a
sticker
piece
and
of
she put it
paper,
on my in my
huh?
office. Exactly what you just said. My daughter has that. She wrote it on a sticker for me, and it's in my office. She's like, if you could dream about it, you could achieve it.
Yeah.
It's in my office right
And
now.
then once you write it on a piece of paper, you have just written a contract with yourself.
Hmm.
So
Yep.
that's it. I have a contract.
Exactly.
You want to see my books of contracts like a crazy person. I got contracts. And it's okay because no matter what it is, even if it's wearing heels, cooking in your kitchen, whatever it is you need to get out of that rut, get out of it.
Hmm.
But it's okay if you
Exactly.
go into that rut.
True.
It's okay to grieve. It's okay to cry. Nobody's giving you a time limit,
Hmm.
but we have to learn how to get out of it ourselves.
We do.
We don't want to put ourselves there.
Exactly. How about you, Romeo? Do you know?
I was listening to these ladies here because I'm not gonna say like I'm confused about it or anything like that. It's just I don't think I'm gonna learn and know my purpose right now because there's
Hmm.
some little pinpoints and stuff that I needs to do. And when I means to do, the Lord set certain things in motion. And if you allow yourself by decreasing yourself and increasing in Him and allowing certain things to manifest through you, You
Mhm.
will get that feeling like what you ladies were saying earlier. It's your given talents. These are little things that you see that you pass through, and you learn something every day. And
Mhm.
until you realize that you're a vessel of an image of a person, of a spirit, that you're supposed to be able to accept what was written before and manifest that in you. And by paying attention to those things, the more you do things, the more you be enlightened, the more your circles around you being pulled. Because I think by you ladies doing those things, people are drawn to you. They want to, how you
Mhm.
said, Halima, you said like people come and talk to you, just tell you everything what's going on with them. I get that a lot.
Yeah.
And that's
Mhm.
because the energy that's drawn to you, it manifests by spiritually, like a connection. So they come and they open up to you and tell you stuff, and that's where your
Mhm.
ideas are supposed to set them on a path, and that's where your mind is. So probably it's not working out as yet for now that you don't
Mhm.
open the business, because that time that you're using right now is like you're manifesting the energy, the understanding, the trust, the secure built, so that when you do open up what you have, nothing's going to stop you,
Mhm.
so stuff like that. So for me to say my purpose, I'm gonna say I believe that I'm a vessel. I am a vessel, and a vessel as much knowledge as I know. Whatever I know does not belong to me. It belongs to everyone around me and whoever comes into contact with me. So I think
Mhm.
I would say my purpose, I don't know as yet,
Mhm.
but I'm gonna continue to enlighten myself with the understandings of the Lord and my
Mhm.
surroundings and my family. Just like, for instance, I never know I was going to be in a live chat like this, and this particular question is going to come up. I didn't know, but I'm here to be enlightened, and I think my
Yes.
part of my purpose is to have an understanding and help who I can help. So I want to stick in there, because everything, if you guys hear what I'm saying, it's always about helping someone, like a community service or something
Sure.
like
Mhm.
that. So I think
Yeah.
it's going to be in
Okay.
that direction with the blessings of God, something like that.
Yes.
That's
Yep.
nice. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, okay. So now we gonna get a little race here. I'm
And
gonna
I'm
ask.
gonna and sorry, just to
No,
cut
you
in.
would.
I'm willing. I know
No,
Karen put her mic on mute, but I'm still willing to teach her how to make Johnny cake though, and I need someone to teach me how to make
you are not gonna get
callaloo.
out of this one. You're not gonna
Um,
get out of this one.
we can trade
Okay,
callaloo
so
for Johnny cakes.
this is
I'll give
just
it to you for free.
this is just a relate. These are some relationship questions.
Oh,
Okay.
Lord, you know that in my boat. But I'll answer.
Um, how important is physical attraction to you in a relationship?
Oh, it on the top of the list. Like, if it don't exist, it don't
Ooh,
exist. Like,
So you could never, someone could never like match you up with someone.
listen, I would end our friendship if you tried to match me up with somebody. And I've done it before. I don't do this
what?
blind date.
Why
Bring my
not?
cousin to meet Karen.
Oh
Nah,
God.
No,
man. And Karen's such a sexy name and thing to you, so you can actually stand on and say, "Yo, I get this girl I know that named Karen, partner, and
I don't.
I know
I
you're a
don't.
good guy, you know. I know
Mm-mm,
you're
I
a good
don't
guy."
like.
And then,
You would have to do it without me having any knowledge of it and take it to your grave, because I don't like people taking my choice, my right to choose.
Mm, mm.
And I'm very particular. I'm so particular. I drive my own self crazy when it comes to a significant other. I don't think there's. I'm not saying that I so good that I need a perfect man. I want my perfect imperfection, but physical attraction, and it doesn't have to be. When I say physical attraction, it doesn't have to be visual. Like, I want to be attracted to your spirit, to your soul. I want our vibes to connect, that it exists without a physical touch. And that's why if I meet somebody and they say, "What are you looking for?" That's a disqualification question, first of all, right? Because it's either you have it or you don't. I think when you connect with somebody when your vibes connect and your soul connect and you could just vibe with that person, for me, that's the most attractiveness ever. It could be
shouldn't have to give a
conversation,
heads up. Mhm.
but I mean, you,
Mhm.
you have to look good. You could look like, a Idris Elba, yeah, but you
Oh
can
God.
also look
Woo.
like, you can also be my Buster Rhymes. Like, you don't have to. So when I say physical attraction, the attraction is more than the
Right.
eyes,
And just
like
the
the
right.
visual, you know?
Mhm.
I want to, and people don't understand that when sometimes you meet somebody and you can just vibe with them. Like, I hate meeting
Mhm.
somebody and we in an interview. I,
Yes, I
I,
know
I
that.
don't like this. So wait, so what you like to do? If you can't pull out of me what I like to do in a conversation, then you just have just killed it. So I think it's more than just when people say physical attraction, a lot of people think it's visual. She want this pretty boy. She want this handsome 6-pack, 12-pack looking man. Like, no, because I ain't getting up 4 o'clock in the morning to go to the gym. My dedication ain't like that. But I think physical attraction is when that person's soul connects to you. When I say spiritual connection, it doesn't mean that we both go to the same church. It means
Yeah.
that we can connect with something other than physical touch. We cannot be in the same state, and our connection is so long. We could be on the phone for 4 hours and it is nothing for us.
Right.
Um, so for me, that attraction has a big factor to do in relationship.
It's
I
just
have to be attracted to you. I have to think about you at 2 o'clock on a Monday morning. I mean Monday afternoon, and just get excited and tell them I have to go home.
So let me,
shoot.
Karen, let me ask you a question, just from how I understand what you're saying. So it's because what you're saying, I'm trying to understand for myself. Okay. Now, what I'm asking, don't block my screen. I can't see you. You can't see me no more now. But listen.
I'm making sure I'm muting and go ahead.
Okay, let me just try and understand it. So you're saying a spiritual connection that you and that person can actually vibe without having to touch each other. You can connect on another molecular connection. So let we say you haven't met this guy and never seen him before, but now you guys talking, and the conversation is going all where you want it to go. What happened if you end up meeting this guy finally now and he's Chinese with
Oh no,
double
we
thick
go we
glasses
exchanging
and
pictures. That's a part of the pre-qualification. We exchange pictures.
okay, so now visual is actually a part of it still.
No, she's asking about physical attraction. Something has to cause you to want to be in that person's space. That's what I see attraction is.
Okay,
Now, if you are Asian and we can connect, that means we're connecting more on a cultural, educational, social level. So connecting and attracting is not really solely depend on how that person look. And I think when you put all your
okay,
eggs in one basket and you don't have a diverse set of, let's call it prerequisites, like every course has prerequisites, right? If you
hmm,
don't have a diverse components of your relationship and you solely depend on one thing, like if your relationship is based off of sex, that's the only thing that's going to make it survive. But there's
Mhm.
also different contributing factors that should be involved in a relationship. Like when you make a cake, you don't just use flour. There's cake, there's, and everybody got their own knack. I just put two
I'm not
different
telling you my
flavor
ingredients.
ingredients.
That's a very smart way to find out what my cakes, how to do it, but I'm not giving you my ingredients.
Exactly. But like everybody have their own. I always use two different essence in my cake. When I use, if they tell me use 4 eggs, I'd throw in one. I don't use. So, so everybody has ingredients to come up with that perfect cake. And that's how I see
Okay,
my relationships. My
Mhm.
relationship
okay,
has different components. It all has its equal amount of weights,
Mhm.
and one of
okay.
it has to feed off of each other. And that's how I always know when I'm truly attracted to you, because it's not only just a physical attraction. Yes, I want you to
Okay.
be pleasing to the eye and you have to shut off the lights every time we're in the same room, but I
That's what I
also
was
want
asking. I
that.
just trying to ask, understand that.
I just want that when I shut off the light, and we can have a conversation and we can laugh and you can make me laugh till I cry, and we can have a conversation and we can have two opposing viewpoints, but we can respect each other's viewpoints.
So,
And these are
Mhm.
just different factors that I think it's important when I land my relationship. Let's put it that way, you know.
Mhm.
okay, okay, makes
But it's
sense.
not
So
really
when the
like
lights are off, so when the lights are off, you have music, you have conversation, you have noises, you have all kind of stuff happening at that
that's
particular moment.
distractions. If
That's
I
just
remove
oh,
all the
okay, okay,
distraction, it's just me and you in the room. And
okay,
we can't touch each other. If we
okay.
can't touch each other and both of us in the room, what are we going to do if you take out that physical touch? If I take out
Mhm.
the physical touch of my relationship, because at
Well
some point
pointed
physical
out.
touch fails. Like
Mhm.
I mean,
Then what? Then everything drops.
unless you're
Everything
into
fall
Kama
down after
Sutra,
that.
at some point it has to end.
Mhm.
Mhm.
What
Mhm.
happens? And I think a lot of people don't think about that. Like I always tell people, it's not about getting married; it's staying married. I could have gotten married 7 times, but my thing is, are we going to stay married? Like, what do you have that we're gonna? And I know it's a test of time, but the ingredients should still be there.
Okay.
I'm marrying a body that can't talk as much as I could talk, or can listen as much as I can speak. You know,
Mhm.
I'm marrying somebody that always have to argue with me to get their point across. I'm not getting
Yeah.
involved with somebody that want to bang the streets every time I turn around. And I like, look, I'm tired. I just want to go
Mhm.
home, turn on YouTube, and not do anything and eat ice cream until Monday morning when I have to go back to work. So there's just contributing factors that I think each individual get to customize. That's your
Right.
choice. That's why I don't want nobody to choose, and don't set me up on no date. Don't do it.
Mhm.
So
Because
even
I
if
go,
I
We
get
might
all those
actually do.
factors in
I,
place, you still
I'm
wouldn't go
thinking
out with
of
him?
a.
huh?
Even if I get all those factors in place where you just say there, the icing for the cake and the two essence and all of that and the
I don't ever
conversations.
tell
And,
anybody what I fully want in a relationship, so you would never know what I fully want in a
okay,
relationship. So therefore, you
okay,
can't have the ingredients together because I
okay.
believe
Oh my God.
in divine energy. I believe in divine energy, and everything happens the way it happens because it's supposed to happen. So if
Well,
you try,
listen. I hope that you plan on joining us on the trip in May,
to
because
where,
to St. Martin.
oh, and I love St. Martin. I used to go to St. Martin's shopping on Back Street all the time.
Okay,
Um,
because one of the nights we are thinking about doing like a what did I call it?
A soul
Um
retreat.
no, the like a
oh,
dating thing. So just letting y'all know we're coming up with something creative. But so I hope
but
you join us.
speed
Yeah,
dating is
speed dating.
amazing.
Yeah, speed
I
dating.
can dig speed dating,
Okay.
but I just land too much numbers because I'm a good show, but I don't follow through. And that's because I like newness. I like, the beginning of a relationship, how it'll be nice and new.
Mhm.
I like that. I want
So
my relationship to be new every day.
But
it's
that
supposed
ain't
to
the
be
way,
like that
but
all the time.
it should be, but it don't always be that way. How
Yeah,
about
the
you,
Mhm.
Halima?
perspective changes.
True. Well, actually, let me ask you, Romeo. How important is physical attraction to you in a relationship?
After hearing what Karen say, well, boy, I don't think my stuff would make any much. Well, it will make some sense, but
But I
physical
mean, it's you.
attraction,
It's
It's
what you.
you. Mine is
it must have an
complicated.
understanding. It must have an understanding of what you want and where you want to reach as an individual, and by knowing that, what you're comfortable with, like really knowing yourself, because there's a lot of people who are still soul searching, and you can, how you say, fulfill their soul searching of for themselves. You can't do that. You have to understand what you want as a person and look for that to feel comfortable with. So once I feel by my spiritual connection to that person, that matters more than any complication out there.
Okay, so what you're telling me, and again, you're in a different situation, but still, what you're telling me is that if you were single and somebody set you up, right? Just like how you were talking about with Karen, and this is a person
Mhm.
that knows you well and knows kind of what you like and what you're interested in and blah blah blah, and that you get introduced to this person, but they're not the most pleasing to the eye. You're still going to give them a fair
A
chance
conversation, a
for
fair
the conversation.
conversation to get to know who they. I'm gonna do that, but
Okay.
I'm not saying that like all freckles and pimples bursting on the face and her toenails ain't right and
So if you
or
give
for instance her
if you
hair
have
right and everything's right and then I get to find out after he's not actually a she, it's a he, she, and them type of ones. Nah, nah, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work.
Okay.
And then the person
But
who
I'm
set
just
me up with that,
But I'm the reason why
ooh,
I'm asking you that is because we know that men are very, I mean, women are too, but we know that men are visual creatures. So for men, it's just assumed that automatically the first thing would have to be pleasing to the eye before you even have the conversation.
okay. it's not fair for me to answer that on a full man perspective.
Mm,
Reason why I've been in some situations that I would be able, I will automatically answer it differently
mm,
because I view personality and loyalty, respect, and those things. I have that on a level, and that's a part for me.
okay.
So there's some guys that there's a guy's line and a lady's line, and the guys cannot say certain things to cross the guy's line and tell the ladies it, stuff like that. I don't really believe too much in that, and I'm not trying to put myself on a black bar with men around me that
So you're
knows me
trying
into
to break no
embarrassment.
bro
So
code.
no, 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 no. I ain't trying to do that. That's why it's
Okay.
very. I'm secure actually with the three ladies in the room. I'm good. I was just saying though, but I won't say that they have to be pleasing by the eye right off the bat. I'm a
Okay.
legs dude, and I watch your presentation, your
Hmm.
engagement, to how you come and engage and talk to me. I watch that whole fatigue.
So you watch
I
the
watch
whole
that.
thing,
Does
Yeah,
right?
I
do
watch
does
that whole
does
thing.
and everybody could think about it. Does possibility, like, sometimes somebody just have, what's the word I'm trying to look for?
Describe it. That body
Potential.
type.
Potential,
Potential.
right? The
Because
potential.
sometimes you can meet some men and they're a little scruffy, they just need a little clean up. They just need a little haircut,
Okay,
or
that's on the lady side.
they just
I
need a
have
little
never.
twist up, they need a little facial, a little manicure, a nice little shot, and they need a little shape up on the face. The beard might be all over the place, and when you clean them up, they look nice.
That's
There
one
are
way.
men and
That's
women.
one way.
Mhm.
No, it don't. No, 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 no,
Yes, if
no.
I see you and you're a little rough around the edges, and all you need is a little shot iron, a little shape up, give you a little facial, a little manicure, and I could clean you up nice, and I could show you how nice you look. If you hit the barber, you hit the hairdresser once a week, and even if you don't want to go, I could hook a brother up. I could give you a facial, pedicure, manicure. I could make you look nice, but my niceness is selfish. I only making you look nice because I look making you look nice for me. Me making you to look nice, and when you think you're cute, you win Mr. Senkor and you're out there banging the street.
Karen, let me ask you something. I was saying just now that is one way. Have you seen a guy do that to a woman? Not in the movies, but in real life. What you're
Yeah,
That's
saying
what
I've
I'm
there.
done it.
saying. That's why for me, that's why
Yes,
I asked
there's
my
some men that
question.
would allow you to iron the shirt. Like,
No,
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 no, no.
but
I don't mean that.
he's
I
saying in
mean
the
like a
opposite
man
direction.
picking up a woman off the
Exactly.
street or off the road and doing that because now we're talking about something another show that we have, the father figure.
No,
That
but
goes back to those same things as well. So we're talking about a girl that's not taking care of herself, um, very
right. And
tomboyish, or for
most
instance, that's
men,
the case. Will
most, and
if they
again,
will actually take them in and deal with that. Do
but
you have
but
you seen that?
again,
I,
most
I, I
men
can't speak
don't
for
do
the
that.
men. I can't speak for the men. Women get inspired to do things because of men. Like, who looking at me? Like, sometimes I go to the store and I laugh at myself when I come back because I'm like, did you go to the store looking like this? I would, because I work from home, and like I finish work at 5 o'clock and I need to go to the store and come back, and I go and I have on, my Christmas socks, and it's Easter, and I have on, and I look horrible, like really horrible, like a big old sweater, a sweatshirt. I'd be like, but the good part about it now, we wear masks, and nobody gonna ever see me on the street and say, that's the same one that I look horrible. No, unless it's in my car. But sometimes you will get inspired to clean up and look decent because,
Mhm.
I went to the store and they had this fine looking brother at the cash register. And on Monday, I know that's his shift. So every Monday when I go to the store, I'm going to look cute. That's inspiration. People get inspired to do that. But sometimes you might meet somebody that has the potential to be that tall black brother with a beard that's well conditioned, and you teach him how to groom it and steam it and body, but
No
you
comment.
just need that clean up. So there are men that would allow you to, well, I thought I
Yeah,
was
of
doing a
course.
good
Yeah,
job,
yeah,
and you
yeah,
give them
yeah.
the
They
women
will.
perspective. Well, you see them little flyaways that you have, you just have to put some beard butter, and you have to condition your beard. Do
What
you
is
know
beer butter?
beard butter is like it's almost like body butter, but it has different essential oils that the men put in their beard to keep them from having like flyaways and
So
getting,
that nice and groomed and
and it's nice and
pretty.
groomed, and you could
And
steam
What?
it.
yes,
Yes, honey.
yes.
Yes, it's called
Beer butter?
manscaping. Yeah, just like you put
Beard,
body butter on your
beard
Yeah, for
skin.
the
butter.
beard, so it looks
So
nice and
it's made with
conditioned
shea
and
butter. It's
full,
made
and
with like
everything is
different
made.
essential oils. And after you wash and condition your beard, and you apply some beard butter to your beard,
Hmm.
and you put a nice hot towel on it and you steam it. It's gonna be nice and soft, so they ain't gonna be scratching up your chest.
Exactly. I
He
mean,
looking
nice
at
and
you
soft
like,
and smooth.
what the heck is she? Look, is she
Yeah. And you could do that because not every man know there's manscaping. Not every and most some men think that manicures and pedicures are for women.
You
No.
said
So there's
manscaping?
Yes,
manscaping.
manscaping.
So
Okay.
there's things that you can introduce that possibility. That person that has, you could do that. There are people with that. Some people just don't know that, like me, like a pink sweater and purple sweatpants just don't look good together with orange sneakers. But I'll do that. When I really want a body look at me, I'll go to the store with my pink sweater, my purple sweats, and my orange sneakers, and you know.
Okay.
but that's where I think there's a difference. I think that women will look at potential, but I think men innately, you have
Visual.
have and like how you said, he's a leg guy. Um, I think Ron, she said like he'd look at feet. So to me, if the person
Yeah, he did. He did.
if that person
Yeah,
comes
he
a
did.
certain way, somebody's a boo guy, somebody's a bana, and you don't come with that, I think I don't think men really look initially at potential. If you don't
They
come
don't.
with that main thing that they want,
Hmm.
they on to the next, or you're
Hmm.
automatically, put in
But
acquaintance,
it's not. It's
friend
not.
zone.
And the
It's
thing
not
about
only
It's
it,
that.
women
true.
does know this. And then when you see me in 2 plus 2 and I look like a Beyonce, I gonna remember that you look past me the other day
Hmm.
because I didn't have on my Beyonce look.
Yeah,
You
But I think
that's
that
how
that's
guys are.
that's how
It is.
men
It is
are.
something similar to that because visual is not is it's in a sense everything, but it's not really everything. But you
Hmm.
need to know that the young lady or the person take care of herself. You need to actually have that sort of understanding or comfort, seeing like, hey, okay, you know what? Um, I can't pamper you too much and make you feel that this is what's going to happen. And by realizing, okay, she takes care of her legs, she takes care of her toes, she takes care of her hair, she takes care of her nails, and at the end of the day, hey, she's good. All right, now you
But
have
she
to
can't have a
physically.
conversation.
That's what I'm saying. Now you have to figure out and see if she can communicate. Now, when that communicate part works, and then you can say, okay, we can go to dinner, we can have this, we can make these type of moments, and it starts from there. But if you decide now that you can't have a conversation with the person, and then wait a minute, oh wait, she wasn't taking care of herself. Her toes all ashy. She have cons on she foot. Nails ain't done. Hair
Look
is
at the
wild. She
hairdresser, drop
wearing
off
green
at the
socks going
swap.
into the
Yeah,
supermarket, but
men don't
ain't
see
Men don't
matching.
see
Yeah.
men don't see
Men don't see potential.
they
They
do
want
not
they
see
want it to come
potential.
already made. They don't want to
Yes.
see the
No, not from
potential.
like I was saying. That's why I say I personally, it's different for me. So is I I can
because
picture
those are
myself
easy
being
fixes.
honestly like just
But
watching someone and then having a conversation with them, and not because of their appearance. I would go to you, talk, chill out with you, see what it is. Hopefully, by you
Okay, no.
interacting
Okay,
with me,
okay,
you would
okay.
want to do better.
But
but
You
those
that's
would
are
open
want
to
to.
potential though, right?
those are things you can change. What if, okay, I'm just using this as a scenario.
Okay.
What if you're a Bana man and
Ban me in a waist guy. Backside.
right,
Yes.
Okay,
and
yeah.
you're, you meet this person and they are flat like a pancake. I mean, like flat.
I've dated Chinese girls before. I'm sorry, not to be
Oh,
racist. I'm sorry, y'all. Sorry. Sorry. I apologize. This is live. I apologize.
say that. But I'm just
But
saying.
I just say that so you
So
can have
you're
the
okay. So
understand because they're flat.
you
That's
are
not a.
you're somebody that would see past that, even though that's something that
Yes.
you would prefer. That is not going to stop you initially from continuing to get to know the person. Okay,
Hmm.
If
well,
you, I do fasting and I do praying. If God's gonna send that particular person to me, how am I gonna know? My ego is gonna help me? No,
true,
God.
true.
So I don't know what she's built or how she's looked, but I do know He's not gonna send someone cursing bad words at me every day. I do know He's not gonna send someone that's agonizing me and tormenting me every day. I know that
Mhm.
for a fact. And you'll be able to see that by the attitude. Karen, I see in that face, you have something to say, But yeah, I know you're biting that tongue,
because
but I'm
because
just saying, though,
I'm trying to figure I'm trying to and Halima has
honest.
been very quiet, guys. So I don't know if she's thinking like me, but I think for I'm a simply complicated person, put it that way. And I think physical attraction, when you said the word physical attraction, how I see physical attraction goes beyond what I see with my eyes. So
Correct?
like I love a man that can make me laugh. Like I love a man that could just make me laugh until my belly hurt me, right? I'm attracted to that. To me, that's a
Okay.
physical attraction. So that's a loaded question about being physically attracted to somebody. But I think when you're attracted to somebody, it's something that draws you to them,
To them. Correct.
And some of the stuff that I am willing to, because I've been told that I don't compromise. So I'm working on my compromising skills. So I compromise if I see a man who has potential. Yeah, I may like them tall, black, and bald, but I can't make you grow. But I could help you shave the head, and we could stay in the sun a long time. There's certain things that we can do to help me achieve that look that I physically want. But there's certain things I can't change. I can't change a man. We may not be of the same culture,
So there's no
but you can,
compromising
She's
huh?
working
to
on that.
that.
She's
That's
working
something
on
she's
it.
working
She's
I
on.
work.
working
There's no
on
I
it.
comp.
compromise. I compromise with
I'm talking about
this.
the bald head with the groomed hair,
Well,
the
I can just
the
send
mus.
it out to the universe that you start to get bald spot and you do like almond and shave your head, like just go bald. But I'm just saying that when someone asks me about physical attraction, it goes beyond what I see. I'm not saying I ain't want no Idris Elba. I would really like a Idris Elba. I like that chocolate. I still have my list. I still have standards.
Does
And my
everyone in here have a
standards are
list?
just if I have a list, of course I have a list. I have a long list. Actually, my list is like 3 pages long because I go into
You see on the
detail.
door? You see the door back there?
That's your
Uh
list,
huh.
right? Oh, and mine is on sticky notes too because sometimes I
Well,
have
my
to.
list is not physical. My list is on it now. I mean, I've had several lists, and I've tweaked them over time. And my list, honestly, is not even physical. It really is about who that
Okay.
It's
person
about
is.
it's about stuff because people see that attraction as you go certain parts of the United States, like you go up east, their attraction is the figures that you make, the car that you drive, and whether you pay property tax or rent. I mean, everybody's physical attraction is different, but attraction is just that. What draws you to that person? Like, it could be that person's smile. It could
But
be
I
that.
also think it's maturity as well. I think,
Right.
because I think when you're younger, of course, it got to, it's about, well, like, I mean, it cannot, because it means there are people who have been friends in high school and then end up being in a relationship. And that wasn't what they first thought, that was going to happen. It was just, this is a
Hmm.
friend. And then they were
Yeah.
drawn to that person. But I think with maturity, though, we start to understand that you can find the person that has all the things that would initially draw you to them. And then you realize, like,
Hmm.
that's not going to keep it. That's not going to
Yeah,
keep
but
it.
I have a different take on it. I separate physical attraction from sexual attraction because you could be physically pleasing to my eye, but I don't want to have sex with you. Because I have a lot of celebrity crushes that are physically attractive. Like, oh my God, you're so fine. But I don't really want to have sex with you. So when it comes to sexual attraction, that's a whole different level. It really don't matter what you look like because every single one of my exes are different. Tall, short, slim, some be fat, some be considered thick, different backgrounds, everything. So for me, when it comes to like the sexual attraction, that's a whole lot like a mental thing for me. I don't really focus on what you look like. Like you gotta stimulate my mind before we even head over to the
And it's
sex
too
part.
different because
True.
sometimes
Yeah,
you
so
meet.
physical attraction, yeah, there's a lot of people out there I think are so cute, are so fine. I'll double take and look at them like, oh my God. But that's about where it ends for
Right.
me. But for somebody who I want to actually be with, I don't really worry about what they look like because looks don't fade. We're gonna get old, our breasts are gonna sag, his teeth's gonna fall out, eventually his penis can't stand up. So all those things after a while go fade.
Easy, Karen.
So
Easy,
that
Karen.
that doesn't
Karen's
really
like,
like.
she forgot all about
But
Viagra
it's
and all them things she dropping. We're like, you better think about something with that.
So when I think about somebody, when I'm ready to be in a relationship again, whoever I'm gonna be with, gotta come like on a mentally stimulating
stimulating.
level.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So like I have dated somebody who was a burn victim before, and I really like him. Like we had a really good chemistry. We just wanted different things in life. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I really don't physical your looks. That don't really.
It's not a
I
big
don't
deal.
really care
and I
about
think
that so
like
much.
Debbie says, I think it goes with age because at one point what was important to you then is like
Changes.
now.
Hmm.
Right.
Like, it
Changes.
goes with not only age and maturity.
I
Like I said,
think.
to me, it's a combination because
Yeah, the
right
only thing
now,
I could say for a fact from now until then, and with every single person I've ever dated, the one thing they all have is self confidence. Like every single one of them know themselves. Like you
yes,
can't tell them about themselves, and I think that's the only trait they all have.
and
I
then
like
the
very
confident,
self confident, very
the
know what they
confident
want
cocky
out of
ones.
life. Yeah, and a couple of cocky ones. I got a couple of cocky ones. My Geminis are cocky, so yes, I had two Geminis, very
You have some
cocky.
cocky ones, but if they have certain, that's my compromise.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that's the only trait I could say. I like men who are very self confident. They know exactly what they want. They're gonna go after it, and they're not gonna really worry about what society has to say or what John Public has to say, what their family have to say. They know that's what they want, and that's what they're going after. So I
I
think
get
my
cancers
biggest
like
turn
that,
off, yeah, I think my biggest turn off anybody who's like they keep saying they want to do something, but they never actually do it. Like you, I got to push them and be like, "But you say you want to do that." That's a
Determination.
huge turn off for me. Like either you want it, or you don't. So
Okay.
that's
Well,
the
well,
only
let me
thing that's
ask you
been
one thing
similar.
because it kind of deals with what you said. So
Hmm.
this second question is: could you be happy in a relationship if the sex was horrible?
No,
I personally feel you can work on it. Like if your partner is willing to work to make the sex better,
no. When you say horrible,
then yes.
That's not
you
fair.
have
Besides,
come
that's
to
a
you
problem.
have come to the
That's
solid
not fair.
conclusion that ain't good, ain't gonna ever be good, ain't gonna work to do. Cause Halima, I see you're compromising now. Let me just get analytical.
That's why I
When you
said
say-
if
Is
your partner is
willing.
willing to work on making it better. Because
Yes,
I don't care about sex. Sex is an important part of a relationship. Yes, eventually we're not going to have sex, but where we can have sex, I want sex.
it,
Okay, so where we
it
can
gets where
have
you
sex,
can't have
I
it.
want sex. So we don't have to work on something.
So it's
Go
not
to
about the
therapy.
embarrassment
Maybe
in those.
me
Yeah, yeah.
you don't go therapy. You don't go therapy and figure out what your issue is with sex because you have to be sex is a two-way street. I want to be pleasure and I want to pleasure you. I get turned on because you are turned on as well. Like I am not the kind of partner who be like, I'm gonna get mine and sit back. I feel insulted if you don't get your pleasure. So it's a two-way street for
Look at
me.
Karen's face.
So you don't have to go therapy and figure out what your issue is so you can fix this. And
Karen
it
is like, you're
will be a
doing too much.
problem.
That's too much. Karen, you trying to say was that you're
No,
doing
if
too
you
much?
really love your
That's too
partner,
much.
Right.
if
Right.
you love your partner, there's
You see,
never too much to do to make sure it works before you walk away. Because I have no problem walking away. But
you see, she's
before I
talking about something.
leave,
She's using progressive terms. She's using terms
before
that
I
show that
leave,
there's a past, there's a
I'm
future,
gonna
and
do
there's a
all these things.
present.
Yeah.
Halima is talking about something like she's addressing Debbie's question, like if you're in a relationship and sex no longer becomes that way. So I'm gonna talk from a single person. I like Halima's perspective. Like you can work on it. Like if you're in a
Mm-hmm.
relationship with somebody and sex start to go from a A to like a D minus, you're
Yeah,
gonna
we gotta
start
figure out
saying,
what's going
hey,
on. Like
because by
something
the time you get to
wrong.
a C, you're supposed to know something up. But I'm talking from the jump. It's a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
It's a conversation. Do you like? How much? How this? Everything. There's a whole diagnosis.
Mm-hmm.
There's
I used to
contracts
like
being
Karen.
mentally written because
I
But
you.
saw that
you
too.
talking about before anything happens, you having this
Yeah,
conversation?
I
Oh
did
yeah, I'm
see
having
that.
this
Yeah,
conversation. I
But how
need to
you know
know
they're telling you the truth?
how you
you
to get a
don't.
job after you do an interview. You got confirmation
Yeah,
letter, right?
you have to do it. Yeah, you have to figure it out. And I
Yeah.
saw that on this guy. He was saying that females have a tendency to pretend like they want it every
That they
single
like
day
it, that they're so
and
into it.
pretend like they want it every single day. But then once you get in a committed relationship, now they fall off. He's like,
All of
why
a
would
sudden
you
they
do
got
that?
headache.
Okay.
They
Yeah,
come
he's
into
like, if
bed
Okay.
with
you
Hold
a
on.
know
bonnet.
for a fact you
One
can't
second, ladies.
continue
Wait,
this
wait, wait,
every
wait, wait,
single
wait.
day,
Hold on.
why?
Hold on, ladies.
They come into
Elima,
bed with a
hold on one
bonnet on
second.
their head. They
Exactly.
work
Oh
And then
hard this
Lord,
week
yeah.
and they're
mercy.
tired. They
That's
Jerome,
what he said. I
Jerome,
agree with him. I agree with him
Look.
because he's like, if you know you're not a very sexual person and you can only do 2 or 3
Oh
times a week,
Lord.
tell me that in the beginning. Tell me in the
Oh
Jerome,
beginning.
Lord.
Then I'll be like,
Look.
okay, I understand. But don't change it up now. Like we're doing it
And
every
if
single
you
day.
accept
And
the
now
two
you
or
drop
three
down.
weeks, you got to accept the 2 or 3 weeks.
Exactly. And that's what he said. If I
But
say I
if you tell
continue
me
with
2 or 3 weeks and I tell you I are 4 times a week, 4 out of 7,
wait,
and you
mm-hmm.
ladies,
can't keep up with four
Yeah.
out of seven,
Woo!
you got to go. You have just not
Oh
met
my
the
God.
requirement
Yeah.
to fulfill this obligation.
Exactly.
okay,
Oh
wait
my
1 second.
God.
Let me hear. Go ahead. What you were saying, Mr. Romeo?
Poor Robert, he is crying now.
Oh
He's
my God.
crying.
You ladies got me in here, and safety zones. I don't want to say something stuff 'cause I ain't well known where I'm at. And whoever view this and turn on pause me on the top of the road and turn on and say, yo, so you really date a Chinese girl with a fat backside and these type why saying these conversations serious though. Yeah,
Oh
'cause,
God.
yeah,
No, but I
but
think that's a conversation that people tend not to
Mm-mm.
yeah,
have, and they
Yeah.
yeah.
create this
And people have
illusion
to
that
stop lying
Hmm.
about it
yeah.
too.
And I think
Like,
Let
when
me
people have
let
that conversation, it shouldn't be a one-time conversation. And
let me
I'm not
elaborate.
saying that every time you talk, you should talk about sex, but
Right.
sex is more than just a physical thing. It's also a
mm-hmm.
mental and spiritual thing. You have broken people that's using sex as a form of therapy. I'm not here to be your
As a
therapist.
medication, yeah, yeah, yeah,
If we are
yeah.
in an ongoing
That's
relationship and
true.
we start having issues in that area, I can see I can see the justification for fixing it. But if
Mm-hmm.
from the jump, I know you's a freak and my freak level is A and your freak level is C, we're not on the same freak level. If I see that this is something that
You
you
see,
don't do or you can't do, and I know I did my the peak of my life and I know it's all about recreational and not reproductive, then we're not on the same level. And we need to
is
stop
there's
trying to make people what
what
they're
they're not.
not.
Right there,
If
Mm-hmm.
not.
we're not,
There's
if I know
three.
I as a bunny rabbit and I'm 48 and you slowing down, you getting ready to get into that wheelchair, we're not on the same. I mean, need to start looking at these spring chicken a little bit harder.
Go
There's
ahead.
let
Wait,
me just
Romeo, what
finish.
you were
Go
saying?
ahead, Romeo. Yeah.
There's three stages of this as a man, right? As a gentleman. Karina, you gotta make these type of face and them type of ones them there, no. No, why you see you
I
looking
just
down
try.
here?
Ah,
So
I'm trying to, when you say they have three phases, I'm excited to
there's
hear
three
what the three
stages,
phases look like. Let me write them
stages.
down.
okay.
Now, stage one is as you were just saying, the bunny effect. When now you just wanna sexual intercourse. I ain't gonna be rude on online because my son probably watches this as well too.
Oh
So
Lord.
sexual intercourse straight off the bat, just bunny lifestyle. All right.
Mhm.
Now, situation two is that you're in the relationship already and things start to go a little sour, and because of how mentally focused you are in your relationship or you have certain stuff going on, it kills that energy of you in a sexual behavior with your partner. It kills that as well too.
Mhm.
Now, third one is when you realize you can't do nothing about it, and as Hilima was saying earlier, you need to now find help concerning that. So you're talking doctor wise, Viagra, and all those type of stuff, right? I do believe sex is not something that should be taken for granted.
Mhm.
It is a form of therapy in a sense of in a relationship when you really need to. You can have a problem, and most people these, what I understand, let me say 80%, that that hard engaged sexual more like the apology sex, having sex as an apology, um when you're vexed and stuff like that, those ones seems to be more the attraction ones that's been happening most of the time and not realizing what it's doing to the relationship. But sex is something as well. You should not use it as how you say to define the relationship
Mhm.
because it's gonna die. Because sex is
Mm-hmm.
not everything. If you, as Karen was saying earlier, you need to be able to have a certain connection with that person beyond that. But now,
Yeah.
when you have that connection and the sex, that's something totally on a molecular level that will actually connect you. That the faces Karen was making just now there would come from those type of things and all those weird experiences when she's saying freakiness on level A and stuff. All those things comes about and it makes it more live, it makes it more connection, it makes you more secure as an individual, realizing, hey,
Mhm.
my girl can go out with her friends. I have none to bother with that. So that insecurity stuff there, that goes away. That disappear because hey, if she go out with she friends, because I know when I wait, man, she coming back for this, and we gonna sort this out. Stuff like
Mhm.
that. So the communication as well too, in a sexual manner. Those three things it matters
Mhm.
because
Right,
your
but
partner has to.
we're all saying we all those all three are scenarios when you get into the relationship. Now you know you like this person, you want this to continue, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
What if it's the first time and then
And
the
it's
second
terrible. I think
and the
it's
third
worse. It's more worse for the guy because now the female, for me personally, I'm just saying it's going to be more worse for the guy because if the female is looking, boom, legs done, hair done, body figure out of this world, and you're not standing up, my brother, something's wrong. Something's wrong. So now, at that time, he might lose something that is beautiful. He might lose a queen and not realize, hey, don't take it up to your pride. But it'll be at that point, like let me just say, the female is what's going to have to judge that part. It's going to be on the female part because he's already going to be embarrassed and defeated at that moment, to be
Mhm.
mm.
honest. So
Yeah,
for
That's
but
that
true.
what
I
first
think at
time,
the
what
it
same
won't get up.
time.
okay, so you're saying
Yeah,
that it would more than likely be the woman who would say that
Mhm.
this
yeah, she
person
will have to be the one to say,
uh,
"Oh, it's okay. Let's talk about it. See if we go a different for connect." Easy no Karen. Easy no Karen. I mean, in a
Not
sense that
off the
you.
jump. I think
No,
Shelly
I
said
mean the
that
first thing. The first
connection.
thing when
I
I
think
hold on, Karen.
if
Hold on.
there's
What I
no
mean?
connection, to me, if it happens on the first time, there's no connection. And that is why it goes beyond being just a physical thing.
Okay, so
If
if
it's
there is a connection and then he just can't get it up,
then he got a problem, then you're not a
but this,
doctor. I'm not a
but
doctor. I'm
then,
not trying to fix you.
but then you can just leave him, and
Yes.
he's nah, Karen, nah, man, just talk to the guy, see what's going on with the dude, and
No, no, men don't work like that. There's a reason why you guys have two body parts. That starts with the age. There's a
what?
reason why. It
Okay, I'm
doesn't
gonna
work
I'm
like
gonna
that.
I'm gonna explain you something there real quick from my experience. So Matt
Mm.
and I apologize. Um, nobody come and ask me none of these type of things on St. Martin Road in public for me, please. All right. 'Cause I'm gonna deny it and just say you look at the page. So from my experience, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have been in relationships that the girl is beautiful as hell. All right. I've been in modeling agencies, I've been around, and there is something that's in me, no matter how beautiful you are, if I'm not attracted to you, I don't have anything to you, it's not gonna work.
right.
Nothing's wrong with down there or the other part. No,
Right. So there's
it's
no
just it's not
connection.
gonna work. Like right now, I'm in a serious relationship. Another woman can come and brush on me, and she could be half naked. Matter of fact, she can be naked. Is not gonna happen. I'm not gonna get any erection or
Because this
anything
head
like
and
that
that
because
head is
him.
not they're not connected.
Right.
Like
Correct.
I said,
No,
it has to
they're
be that
connected. They're
connection.
connected. They're connected. Those two are connected
But
at
they're
all
not
times.
they're
But they're
not
not.
connected for
That's
her.
not the one.
There's no
Correct.
connection.
Right.
Correct.
And
If it's
that's why
not the
it's
one that I'm with,
important where
it's
if
not. It's not
if
gonna work.
exactly, so you have to have that connection. And
Mhm.
it speaks volumes if nothing happened. It doesn't exist.
Right.
It's almost like you meet somebody, like you meet a man or a woman and they're a player. They are stone cold player for the past 20 years, and you want them to start going to church Sunday morning after meeting them Friday night in the club, and for them to be a born again Christian. It's not going to happen. I think when
Mhm.
we
People
start
change though.
we
People
start
change.
people change for themselves. You don't
Right.
change for me. When we
Right.
start accepting people for who they are and who they show up as,
Mhm.
that's when life is going to flow in the direction it's supposed to. But you fighting an upstream battle if you're trying to make a man attracted to you, if you're
Mhm.
trying to change a man who been banging the street from Monday to Monday to go to church with you every Sunday and say
It's
he's a
not
born
gonna
again
work.
Christian. It could
Mhm.
happen. I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but time tells everything.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
if
True.
you're going to be, if you're attracted to somebody, I've been instantly attracted to somebody, but after two conversations, I'm like,
Mhm.
we ain't about to have this. Oh,
Yes.
you look good. You know, and that's why some people go window shopping. I go window shopping, try on these shoes, but I ain't gonna buy it because they're not comfortable.
Exactly.
It's not comfortable. I
Mhm.
tried on. I could walk from here to there, and my big toe gonna drop off. No, it's not. It's a health hazard. You know.
Yeah, big
But
toe gonna
Mhm.
drop
when
off.
when you don't have that connection, something else has to drive you. Whether it's a quick fix, you just need to blow off some steam. You just need to get from point A to point B, but you need to release some energy. Yeah. But if your purpose, if your sole purpose is to be connected with
Yeah.
this person and to get a vibe off of that person, you know, ain't nothing more sweeter than somebody blowing your mind mentally. That's orgasmic. You
Right.
understand? And
Mhm.
he ain't physically touch you and he can turn you on and you're attracted to him. That's attraction. But if at the jump start and you physically
Mhm.
ain't walking and that's all I want you for some physical activities, no, you just screwed it up. I ain't gonna even look
Yes.
at you the same. I'd be like, don't even let me see you in the supermarket. I'd be like,
Sorry, you see what you said there? Just not glad that you said that.
what?
Because you see, men have when talk about, I know this is probably not on the list, but
Mhm.
I'm gonna bring it up. Orgasm moments and stuff like that. You know, if
Which
you're not
list?
fully
Which list you talking about?
on Deborah list.
Uh, for question. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Yeah,
okay.
questions. I know this ain't
Oh,
on, probably ain't on it. That's why I'm just popping it up. And I have to whisper it now, but on live, they could just rewind this and then play it and say, "What did he say?" But on a
okay.
level like, if you're not connected, like mentally with that person, like feeling what's going on at that moment. So basically, the touching before that those sexual behaviors actually kick in, you know that don't properly happen either.
Mhm.
Right.
So it's good that to actually have that communication with that person as well. Don't feel insecure that you can't tell them what you want. It's
Right.
not only that they have to figure it out because at the end of the day, hey, not everybody knew how to turn on a light bulb or how we're
Right.
a brand new house walking inside which switches for which light bulb. You know, so
Mhm.
by telling certain people certain things, you know, it lets them be able to inquire talents that takes care of their other partner to accomplish both sexual needs, you know? So stuff like that, because you're not going to be with somebody for the first time and then tell them, hey, right off the bat, I need you to do this. They're going to watch you like, okay. But if the guy is more secure with himself, you're like, oh, you freaky like that? All right. It could, you know, change a
Mhm.
certain element in the relationship or the
True.
connection right there by seeing that as well, too, you know?
True.
So that's why I said
True.
let me bring that up as well too because orgasm is very important
But it can
in that.
happen without being physical.
True.
Correct.
And
Very
if it
much.
happens without being physical, you just pass all the tests them like every
Oh, let me stop that. I'm online. Let me stop that. I'm gonna put myself in trouble.
you pass all the tests. But a lot of people don't know how to do that. They don't know how to have that deep conversation that would just make you bust a vessel. They don't. You know, they
It's not
ask you,
even a conversation.
oh, where you
Sometimes it could be a
from?
blowing
What you like
away
to do. I think a lot of
on
people,
the back of the neck,
what?
certain areas and stuff
Yeah,
as well
that
too.
Oh,
So
that's
good.
that's the
the way
after
you blow,
effect.
the way
That
you
can go
touch,
on top.
all of that.
You need to be able
Yep.
to verbally
Yep.
stimulate me. If you can stimulate me through a conversation, then you got your foot in the door. But if you have to just wait for physical stimulation,
Mhm.
you
Okay.
know.
I have
But
one
it
more.
is important, Debbie. Yes, it's up
It
there
is.
with the sugar in the cake.
And the Johnny cake
Like
that she does
um,
not want to
there's
learn to cook.
alternatives, but ain't nothing like sugar in a cake.
True. Okay. Quick question, because we're almost. It's time, right?
Mhm.
Quick question. What would you rather throw away, love or money?
Money.
Oh, I said love.
Would you say
I said love.
love? How about you,
Yes.
Karen?
Throw away.
Yeah. Which one you want to throw away?
Get rid
Love,
of love
love,
or money?
love, love,
Love.
love. Mhm.
How about
Money.
you?
Money.
I would say
And this
money.
is for relationships, right? Not like life.
Just life. Yeah, that's life. What would you rather throw away? Money or love?
Love.
And whenever you say
Wow.
love,
Wow.
I
Okay, ladies.
didn't had
First
love.
off
I
the
already
bat,
had love. I already
first
had
off
love.
the bat, I'ma just
So I'm ready for the
apologize.
money now.
I'ma just
Oh no,
apologize to
I'm not saying
all.
it has nothing to do with bad love
Oh
relationships
no, my
because
love was great, but that's
in
why I said
life
I
I've
already
Okay.
had
learned love
it.
teaches you two
So
things.
I'm
Either they
ready for the
teach you a
money.
lesson, either you had a great love or you had a great lesson. No matter what it is, it's still
Yes,
great.
exactly.
But
Okay. Okay.
I would, if I had to choose, if I had a choice and they say, what are you going to throw away? Because love is more than just a physical thing. Love is embedded in you. I could throw it away, but I could get it back. Money, no.
No, no. I think that you talking about straight away for fine. Like if you had to make a choice that you really don't have it
If somebody tell you
in
pick
that
love or
way,
pick money,
I'm a stick with the love because that's how I was created.
Hmm.
I would stick with love too.
I would stick with love because at the end of the day, I like for instance, things when it comes to
we're gonna
fun,
be in first
it's
class.
no, I'm gonna stick with that
Listen, for
same
me,
thing.
let me
I'm gonna
explain
stick with it.
myself. Yeah, cause for me, I done had my great love and I had my great lessons. So I'm good on that aspect. So right now, just give me my money. But I think for
Yeah, because I'm trying to be
everybody
50 in
else,
Australia.
yeah, if you haven't had your great love yet, you should choose love. But I had
Karen,
my
you say you
great
wanna go
love.
to Australia?
For my
I
50th, yeah, I'm
can't
good.
deal with Australia insects. But let me continue what I'm saying.
Yeah.
For anybody else who haven't had their great love yet,
If you haven't had
choose
the greatest,
love.
if you haven't had your greatest love
Choose
yet,
love. Yeah, but I
well,
What is
did. So I
that?
want my
What is
money
that
now.
though?
what
You know
Really?
what your
what?
What is
I
greatest
your
could say
love?
what
greatest love?
for me, my greatest love was not hard. It was not struggle love. It wasn't arguments. It wasn't criticism. It wasn't negativity. My greatest love was easy. The biggest thing we argue about is the fact that I didn't take time for myself. That was our biggest argument. That I keep going to work, coming home, paying the bills, and not doing things for myself. That was our biggest argument. This dude come into my life when I was not expecting it, wasn't looking for it, and he fit himself into my life. He did what he had to do to fit into my life. Okay? No, like I said, it was easy. We don't argue, we talk. We reach a compromise. We already know from the jump, this is what I wouldn't tolerate, and he makes sure he never crosses the line. So that was my greatest love.
My
We
great
meshed well, and I was not expecting him to be a great love. I did not take him serious in the beginning, which was my fault. I know what I, cause he passed away. So that was my biggest regret in that situation, that I didn't take him serious in the beginning when he first said, "I gonna be your man." I was like, "Boy, please, get from me."
my
Okay, so
greatest love
that's
is
why it
that I
was
still
mine.
love him today.
Right.
We're no
Hmm.
longer together, but I my greatest love is because I still love him today. Even though
Hmm.
he's not mine and he's not with me, we never lost respect for each other. Like Halima said, it was easy. I
Hmm.
loved him easy and effortlessly. I didn't have to put in the
Exactly.
work. We just loved each other for who we are.
Hmm.
But life happens and things happen. But
Exactly.
I can tell you today, I love him. And I'm sure he loves me. But we have gone on two separate journeys in of our life. And if he was to come back today, I would still love him.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Okay.
So
that's
that's
why I
why I
can
said, "Give me
say,
the
That's why.
money."
Okay, so that's why y'all would pick money.
Yes,
yeah. I mean,
definitely give me the money.
yeah.
Okay.
So I've had my greatest love. Yes, I would like us to walk and hold hands and do all them funny stuff, but the reality of it is I've had a great love. And
Hmm.
I was young when I love him. And it's umpteen years later, and I can still say I truly love this individual.
Yes,
Cool. Cool.
exactly.
Cool.
So yeah.
Good.
So
Well, that's
yeah,
interesting.
yeah, because I
I'm
feel
going.
like a first
I'm
class
going.
trip
I'm
to
going to throw a
Australia.
little. I'm going to throw a wrench in this for you.
Huh?
Yeah, try a wrench in it for us.
You guys
Mm-hmm. Join
talking
the
about.
ranch.
I'm going to throw a wrench in it for you.
Yeah, we got
Hmm.
Y'all
nut on a
talking
boat. Go ahead.
about another person, but mine's is myself.
Hmm.
Oh, that's understood.
The
Hmm.
change, the change that I have done from where I have been to where I'm at right now. I am
Hmm.
so proudly in love with myself for changing myself and loving myself for the better. That I will never turn around and change it. Decreasing myself, decreasing in the Lord. I didn't believe in the Lord before. I've never been spiritual before. I've never respect women the way I respect women today. Um,
Mm-hmm.
respect life in general. I love it now more than what I loved it and looked at it before. I treasure
Mm-hmm.
stuff like when the people use the word family. To me, I don't think everyone really understands what that means. And the old way of it, I love the factor that I am actually not craving for it, but I'm looking forward to it. My mind is just basically enjoying the stuff what it's supposed to have been today. I
Mm-hmm.
love the factor of myself wanting that and enjoying the aspect of that. So if someone comes in my life as of now, as of what's going on right now at this present moment in time, they're bringing stuff to the table. I'm bringing stuff to the table. Whatever we discuss is what it's supposed to be. It's not something that I'm just gonna randomly say, hey, you know what? I want to do this. I don't care what you feel like. No, that's not what I'm at. Because you need to do
Mm-hmm.
things together. You need to do it understandingly together. So I love the fact that I'm open to change. I'm open to someone else. Um, I love the fact that how I'm at now today. So it's a little
Mm-hmm.
different than what you ladies were saying just now. The other half of the person that's been in your life. Sorry that you actually you lost that person in your life that actually showed you that connection, that feeling, that positive part of you for it to bloom out like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry to hear that as well. Karen, sorry for hearing this as well. But hopefully that person do come back in your life and teach you how to make some Johnny cakes because I believe you know how they know how to know make Johnny cakes.
He know to cook. That's how I get his hat because I went through his belly.
Ooh, old school boy, old
Hey,
school.
you could still
Yeah.
you could still use some of those old tricks, but yes,
Oh yeah,
I
it's
have a
good though.
loss.
It's good.
He's still, unlike Halima, he's still here on the earth, but his heart now belongs to someone else, and I'm
Okay.
happy for him. But yeah,
Blessing.
it
Blessing.
happens. Like I think we had that conversation the other day about exes and if would you take an ex back, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I would have made a different decision then. Like sometimes I can't move, I can't leave St. Croix, I got this, I got that, and it was just things I could have gone, but
Mm-hmm.
hey, it is what it
It
is.
is what it
Yeah.
is. Okay, the last question I want to ask you all is, what do you think the world needs more of? Love, forgiveness, or healing?
My God,
I know,
all
but
of the
if
above.
you were to put one first.
Healing,
Yeah.
because you can't move forward with love nor forgiveness without healing past
Mm-hmm.
hurts. I think a lot of people don't look at life lessons or life hurts or anything, and they don't address what got them there, what
Mm-hmm.
got them out of there. They haven't healed, and we have a lot of broken people that's walking around that's looking for external healing, and everything it starts from within. And I would say healing is our biggest problem.
Could you say
Yeah.
that category again?
Okay, what does the world need more of? Love, forgiveness, and healing. Which would you put of those three? Love, forgiveness, or healing? What would you put first?
That's a real tricky one
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they all
because
kind of
love
Yeah.
they're actually attached to each other. If you
right,
love someone
right.
so much, you will forgive, you know, and you will automatically feel the healing after. But to put love on the top, you can get blinded by love.
Mm-hmm.
Um, healing, you won't know how to heal if unless forgiveness. Forgiveness. I'll put forgiveness on top because if you won't know how to heal if you unless you can forgive. You have to let go whatever pain you have first so you can heal. So I'll put forgiveness on top. Love is something that could always
Let me ask
change
you:
this ball game.
is it forgiveness if you forgive that person for being an idiot? Was
Say
that
that
healing?
again.
It's because I'm not good with forgiveness, so I'm asking
Mm-hmm.
when you say forgiveness. I'm a person of accountability, and I hold you
Uh huh.
accountable for being an idiot. Is it
Uh huh.
forgiveness if I forgive you for being an idiot?
It depends on how your forgiveness is laid out.
I'm not good with it. I'm not good with forgive. If you do something to me and you show me who you are, I accept you for who you are. I I can't. I'm not my comprehension skill when it comes to when they say, "Oh, I forgive that person." I'm holding you accountable for your actions. This whole forgiveness, cry me a river, this is what Jesus would do, doesn't work well with me. I believe
I
each individual is accountable for their actions. So if you do something and you hurt me and you show up as a hurtful person, I'm going to see you as a hurtful person. How does forgiveness show up? Do I
okay. That's not
forgive you for
that
being a
that's
hurtful person?
I'm gonna forgive
that's
you
not
for
tricky at all. That's very simple, and I'm only saying that because I'm deeply connected with my empathy. I have full control of that, and not everyone does have that. But I want you to understand something, that if you choose to forgive someone, it's not about holding on to what they did to you anymore. It's like back in the day, you would say, don't put your eggs in one basket. Meaning to say, if you have 100 eggs, you can put 99, but always leave that one egg out of there in case the 99 breaks. Meaning to say, if you're gonna forgive someone, you always have to remember that 1% is actually from you that's gonna be doubtful that that person might do it to you again, or you
But
might
it's
be hurt again. But
but
if you're gonna forgive someone, you need to let it go. You can
but are you
remember what
letting go if you're
happened,
still holding
but
on to that one egg?
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You need to understand that. That's that part that's always gonna be that you're remembering it. But the rest 99 is your forgiveness. You're gonna let it go. You need to let it go when you forgive someone. You
Why
can't
waste why
when
waste 99 and you have one left? Just keep it
the
100.
1%. The 1% is, you can never, you can, I
That's the
understand
only
what
thing
you're
I got
saying.
good therapy for is to forgive. Because if you show up
The-
as an idiot, I will hold you as an idiot until you show me different.
okay,
but
let me
there
say it like
isn't
this. Let me say it like this.
go
1 minute
ahead.
after. Let me say it like this. He's an idiot. All right. I'm the idiot. But I did something to you and I did it in an idiot fashion. Right. I don't know no better. Why can't you teach me?
Come in a teacher, and that is my job.
Okay. Okay, I understand, but that's looking at it in that perspective. But if I really and truly naturally really am not into hurting you or did you what I did you wrong, and I feel bad by it, I really do feel bad by it, are you gonna hold me accountability to that when I'm saying I'm really sorry and I don't know what happened and
If you
I'm
show
really
up differently, I'm going to hold you accountable for how differently you show up. But
oh,
if you
so then
still
you will
hurt
forgive
me and
me.
you're saying I'm sorry, I can't forgive something that does. And what I'm trying to say is, like, someone says, someone put it on here, forgiveness doesn't negate accountability. I think for me, I always look for somebody to say, if you ever tell me I'm sorry, I have an issue with that. I want you to apologize for your behavior. And I think there's a different action with both of them saying you're sorry.
Facts,
You're not acknowledging what you did was wrong. You're just
facts.
sorry you got caught. And
Mm.
that's how I
Now
see it. So I know I'm gonna work on that part though. I'm gonna work on it.
I understand that, but I just want to say this. I know I don't want to make the show stretch a little too long as well. Um, but when you say sorry and someone is apologizing, genuinely, it's supposed to come from your heart. Now, there's been for centuries in time that men have taken that for granted. And oh Lord, gentlemen, don't get on me. Don't start this. Don't use this show and come back and tell me that I'm crossing the gentleman guidelines, because I don't care. Facts is fact, right is right, wrong is wrong. Men been doing this thing and using the sorry as an opportunity to be negligent to the behavior, and from abuse to all kind of different things that been happening from women and in their lives and stuff like that. It's been like that for centuries. All right. So the way you're saying that, it comes from somewhere, and it's not everyone genuinely is going to be like, hey, you know what, sorry, I'm going to be able to do it to you again, or sorry, I'm just saying sorry because um I need, sorry is the word to use. That's the only word that they know to use. So by you looking at the body language, the way they say it, how they go into depth with it, you should be able to figure out if they really mean sorry. And if they really do mean sorry, I think that 99% should be the forgiveness, and that 1% be like, all right, yeah, you did do this, but all right, I'm gonna let it go in that sense.
Mhm.
But I don't forgive people, so
But forgiveness is good. It's lighter on the chest,
mm,
lighter on
Halima
the
has to
heart.
be my
what?
virtual
No,
BFF.
that's the problem. Like I think people have this concept that in order to heal and let go, you have to forgive the person. You don't. You just
And
have to let
no,
go
no,
of
no.
what
The best
happened
one that
to
can be
you.
forgiveness is for you and not for them. I'm like,
No, forgiveness is for the person who hurt you. They are the one who want to feel lighthearted. They are the one who to go on about their life and be like, okay, well, I said sorry, so now I'm the good person because they forgave me. Nah, I ain't forgive nothing. I ain't forgive
All of
nothing.
those
I
right there,
let
what
it
you just
go.
said.
I let it go. But
right,
I ain't forgive it. I didn't because in my life, when you're in my life, you know me. You know what my
Hmm.
boundaries are. You know what I'm gonna accept and not accept. So for you to have a call and tell me sorry, you purposely crossed my boundaries. You knew what you were doing. You knew what would happen, and you did it anyway. You don't need my forgiveness. You need to go search your soul to see why would I cross this woman who's always been supportive for me, and I mean all relationship, not just like a
Right.
romantic, all relationship. You need
Fact,
to ask
fact.
yourself why you did what you did and forgive yourself for doing it. You don't need my forgiveness. You don't need my forgiveness to move on.
But you see
Because
now, you
I don't
said a
move
key
on. I
point
don't
to that.
understand what
You
you
said a
do, and then I'll keep it going. But I'm never going to tell you, yes, I accept your apology. So it
so
doesn't
what
make
would be your
sense.
top? What
But
would be your top one?
my top, what, for the question?
Hmm.
You gotta heal. You gotta heal if you even want to give somebody forgiveness. And for me, when I say forgiveness, I'm forgiving myself for allowing you to get me to the level where I got to.
Mhm.
So I'm like, you know what? This person truly they really are. Let me stop being mad. Let me just let go of this anger because it don't lead to other things and keep it moving. So to get to that level, you have to understand what happened, deal with what happened, forgive yourself, whoever part you played in it for happening, then move on. Then that way, love will continue to come into your life because anger blocks everything. So if you want to have love back in your life, you gotta get rid of the anger. So I don't forgive nobody for nothing. Like I said, I could speak to you again, depending on what you did. I
Hmm.
could speak to you, but if you say, "Hey, you remember when I do X, Y, and Z? Do you forgive me?" Nah, I ain't forgive you. You forgive yourself for doing it, because you forgot. You have to forgive yourself, and that's my idea of forgiveness:
ooh,
forgiving yourself for what you did
ooh.
or what you
Topic
allowed
hot,
to happen.
topic hot,
Other than that,
topic
there,
hot. Yes, topic
don't
hot.
ask
We need
me if
some
I forgive
fire
you because
flames
it
on
will
top of the
always
screen and
be
thing.
no.
It's a hot topic. That's a hot
Yes,
topic right
I
there.
Yep.
get so angry when people tell me, "Oh my God, forgiveness is for you, not for them." Pause.
They'll tell me, "Oh, forgive and
I'm
forget." I say,
good.
"Look, that's
Forgiveness
biblical.
for
That's
them.
biblical
They
based."
want a light heart.
But
If
ladies, that
they want a light heart, I good. I move on. I will still talk to you like nothing happened.
And
You
and
remember what
people will
happened,
think that
but I'm
when
gonna
you
put you in your place because I know
exactly
what you did to
boundaries,
me. But we're gonna
boundaries.
still talk depending on what you did, though. Depending on what you did, we're gonna still have a
but you
relationship.
could
If
you
I
could
don't
actually
do it,
still
I'm gonna
do
stay.
that though. You can put
But I
someone
don't
in
have to
their
forgive
place.
you.
You can put them in their place and then forgive them and leave them carry about their merry way. It is
No,
not
I don't have
basically
to. That's
No,
the
because like
problem. I
Halima
don't
said,
have to forgive them.
it's that person that has to
They have to forgive
forgive
themselves for
themselves
what they did.
for
You
being an
are
idiot.
the one across the line. You did what you weren't supposed to do. Forgive yourself for doing it. Learn from it and promise, try hard, never to do it again. You don't need my
okay. So
forgiveness.
I
For
did you
you to come out to a
something.
meeting, it makes no sense.
I let me get this understand. Let me understand this right. I did you something,
Mm-hmm.
Hilema
Mm-hmm.
and Halima, and I know you did not like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So whether we're in a relationship or not, I did you something and it hurt your feelings to the core. And I remember that by seeing the facial expression when I said it or when I did it, I see it. And by me seeing that, click, I'm like, oh my God, I just catch myself and it's already been said because what you say you can't retract. So now
Mm-hmm.
you're hurt, you're damaged and by your core. Now when I understand that and I apologize to you at that given moment and I never did that again, you're not gonna forgive me ever for that?
No, but we're
You
gonna still be
consciously
cool.
did it. You consciously made the decision to lay
And
floor
that's
with
why I
your lips.
said the reason why it's bothering you is because you want to hear me say I forgive you. You shouldn't need to hear that.
You
You
want
know
her to
what you
make
did
you feel better
wrong. You're
about yourself.
uncomfortable with what you did. You understand what you do. You worked and never did it again. So you should not care to hear me say I forgive you because you've already changed. You already changed. You already know you're never going to do it again. So why do you need to hear my words? Why do you need to hear me say I forgive you? Why is that necessary for you? If you come to me and say, yo, I acknowledge that what I did is wrong. I should have never did. I should never say. I should never acted that way towards you. I'm sorry. I'm saying, okay, cool. So you forgive me now. I don't forgive you, but I understand
Okay.
you realize what you did wrong.
I could tell you,
Okay.
like Halima may
Let's
say
move
no,
on.
but I'll say I forgive you for being an idiot.
So like how you saying that now? Let me say like in a sense of a relationship wise, now someone's in your relationship and they did something and they hurt you and they just left and they hurt you really really bad and they just walked out to your life and never said anything else again. You
Mhm.
don't need closure. You don't need closure. You're just gonna
Why
move
tell
on.
about closure? Why tell about
I
closure?
hate
The
closure. I hate
only
the
person
word.
who can give you closure is yourself. I
Exactly.
know
Okay.
myself. I know
Okay.
what I did. I don't need to hear nothing from you. You don't go about your business. I am close myself. I don't need to hear you say that you are wrong. I don't need to hear you say
No,
I
no,
was
not
right.
about wrong.
You just
You
go
don't know what's
wherever.
going on. The person just left.
They left because they want to leave. I'm not going to reach
And
out to
then
find out
Unless
why.
you die or
If
you
they
went to jail.
wanted me to know
No.
why they left, they would have said why. I'm not going to reach out to find out why you left. You chose to leave
okay.
without telling me why. That's your choice that you made. If you wanted me to
So
know, you would have told me. So I'm not coming after you.
so what you're saying, me and you in a relationship and you came home and I just
Romeo,
start telling you
Romeo, Romeo, Romeo. Forgiveness is not an activity that we choose to engage in at this point in our
okay.
life. Forgiveness,
Okay.
forgiveness
But
is each own. You're not going to convince Halima and you
You're never, listen, I have
Whoa.
Christian friends. I follow my own religious, my own spiritual practice. I have Christian friends, and they have been beating it into my head for years that forgiveness is for me. And I'm like, no, you hung up on this whole thing of me saying I forgive the person. Why? You need to ask yourself why it's so important for you to hear those words. Why do you feel you can't move on unless you hear me say I forgive you? That's something you still got to work on yourself. If I cool and I move on, I hold no animosity towards you. Why do you need to hear me say I forgive you? Why?
okay, I'm
If
I'm
you
gonna go
already
higher with
forgive
this.
yourself.
I'm gonna go even higher than this.
Hmm.
Who
you're gonna
is
say I
God and
own
what
them?
is God? No, who is God and what does God mean to you?
God is love.
That's it.
God is
God is love.
understanding. Yeah.
Okay, so if there is, which they are, certain scriptures in the Bible that's talking about forgiveness, you don't believe in
God
those
don't know what he's talking
scriptures.
about when he comes to that there. That forgiveness is for you to forgive yourself for what you did to people. God is love and understanding. So you need to forgive yourself for what happened and move on.
Romeo, Romeo.
And you have to understand something. The Bible that we read in, we have no idea of if those are the true words.
I
First
know
of
there's
all,
so
because
much
that's
of
been
different
translated by
formats of
man.
it as well, because
There's a
it's
million
by
and
human's hand.
one different
Yeah.
exactly. So, like I said, if you are telling somebody, I'm sorry for what I did to you, I'm genuinely sorry, and you're professing your sorrow to them, and they telling you, okay, cool, I understand where you're coming from, and you still saying, so you forgive me, forgive me, and they're like, I understand what you're saying, I understand, respect everything you're telling me, thank you for saying this, but I don't forgive you. Why are you still pressing for that person to say I forgive you? You have to ask
Because it's
yourself
not
why
about
you
the
need to
person,
hear
it's
it.
about yourself. You want
No,
somebody
but
Yeah.
to
no,
make you feel good.
Validate
Yeah.
you.
That's
no,
my
no, no.
point.
I
If
wasn't
I
saying like
already
in a
said
sense
we
of pressing,
understand,
pressing, pressing, because then you know it's a different level. When they press and they're trying to get you to say, okay, I understand and I forgive you. That's something
mhm,
totally different.
exactly.
That's taking it to another
Yeah,
level. But I
forgiveness is
mean,
not.
genuinely, the
I
first time when they say it, if you can just like watch that person and turn and say, okay, I forgive you,
Yeah,
and then that's
I
it
wasn't when
there.
somebody generally sorry, but I don't have to tell you I forgive you. I don't owe you forgiveness. Let me put it like that. And you
So
think
you're
I
still
do.
hurt.
That's the problem. Of course I hurt, but I
Hmm.
have come to terms with the hurt. I understand you hurt me and I've let it go. And I think that's what people fail to understand. Like everybody have this one idea of what forgiveness is supposed to be. And if you don't fit into that idea, I'm wrong. How am I wrong? How am I wrong if I don't hold no animosity towards it? How am I wrong if I acknowledge you hurt me, but I still allow you to be my life? I still allow you to be my life.
True.
We still moving
True.
on with the friendship, relationship,
True.
whatever. So how am I wrong? I have no animosity. I'm not bringing up the situation again.
Mm,
What is the problem?
mm.
I follow you.
Makes sense.
People who need to forgive other people is because they forgive themselves for what happened. So they feel, yeah, okay, if you apologize, then we can move on. They need to, that person needs to hear them say, I'm sorry, you were right. So that person needs to figure out why they need to hear those words. If you know you're a good person and you did everything correct in this
Mm-hmm.
situation, and that person still hurt you, and you want to hear them say sorry, why you want to hear them say sorry? You know you're fine. You know you did nothing wrong. Why do you need their validation that you were right? Why do you need validation that you're a good person?
I would say you
Why do you
need
need
a
their
therapist.
validation? You know, ask yourself.
I
Yeah.
would I would tell them
Karen,
they
not
need a
easy.
therapist. They
Yeah,
just need
because
Karen,
why you need this person to say sorry for hurting you? I was wrong. You know they're wrong. You know
you
you
see,
did nothing wrong. So
you
why do
know
you need to hear the
this
words?
here, this here is only happening because the type of level you ladies are on, it's not a regular level that most ladies would
I
be
am
on, or young
aware of
ladies.
that. I am
Okay.
well,
aware
I
of it,
get
Oh,
of
that
oh,
course.
every
oh, oh,
day.
you see, that's exactly what you see how you guys responded when I said that.
Yeah,
Not
because people
everyone
will
have that
never
surety and
listen.
Because again,
understanding and
I
You
think
remember the time we had these arguments about this
right.
forgiveness thing, and oh, like, what are you
But
doing?
the
Why
thing is,
you have to need
again,
a validation?
but I think again, and this is with a lot of things. We're gonna close this up. But
Hmm.
one of the things that I've realized in life, and again, this is probably maturity. This is having these conversations that people do things or say things just because this is what people do. But
Hmm.
a lot of
A
times people don't
tradition.
think about what it really means to them.
Hmm.
What so again, it's sort of like Thanksgiving. Certain people do it, honor it, but don't know the history behind of it.
Hmm.
Therefore, they don't create their own, celebration, whatever it is. But again, even with the Bible, you go to church, you hear somebody say XYZ, but then you don't follow up and research it yourself. And
Hmm.
so I think even in terms of using these words, forgiveness, love, healing, patience, whatever, although the Webster's dictionary gives a definition for that word, I think for everybody it is
It's
applicable
different.
in different ways. And you
Hmm.
have to figure out why you're saying, doing things, and not just doing it because you're hearing
Hmm.
people,
Saying
that's
it.
what
Like
people
even
say.
as a
Right.
child, my grandmother was like adamant, oh, you have to forgive your cousin. Why?
Right.
Okay, if you don't say you forgive him, you're being punishment, punish me.
Right. Right.
Punish me.
But I don't think a lot
Because
of
I
people
don't
are
understand what
that
you're
way.
saying.
Um,
Yeah.
I,
So
I just want to end tonight by saying, because I want to revisit this sometime next month, um, for people to start, if they can, take the time to take the test and find out what your
Fui.
love languages, the top two love languages
I
are.
did mine. I don't think I ever posted it though, but I did
Yeah,
mine.
I'm gonna make a post and ask everybody
Can
to post in it. I think it
what did you
changes.
just show just now?
The five
It's
love languages.
5 love languages.
Oh Lord. Okay.
Um, and just to, I'm going to make a post and I'll put a thing in there for people to take the quiz, to revisit that again. But I do think that it changes where you are in life,
Mm-hmm.
is and where you are, in relationship wise, where your headspace is. I think it changes a little bit. But I want to thank you guys again for joining us tonight. And again, I hope that this conversation has left nuggets with people, has made people think about something they hadn't thought about before, or have conversation with somebody else in regards to the various things that we talked about. Thank you again, Karen, Halima, Romeo. You know
It
that
was
It's a
fun.
blessing. It was
you
a
all will be
blessing.
Mm-hmm.
back.
It
A
was
lot of
fun.
enlightenment.
Yes.
Yes.
I
And
got to learn that Karen doesn't like to know how to cook Johnny cake. I got to
she
know
don't have
how
to. My
I
sister has nine
most of
minutes
I
down
got,
the road.
My sister's
yeah,
9 minutes down
they're
the road,
strong
9 minutes
ladies.
down the road.
They're
9 minutes
strong
drive,
ladies.
and
But
I can tell her any time
learn.
of the day, hey
So
sis, can you make
that's
me
the
some
Make me some
Johnny
blessing.
Johnny
cake?
cake. Yes.
And she could hook me up.
And someone here, Peter Griffin, asked the question, and you all can just post it in the comments. What
Mm-hmm.
is your favorite book? So I'm going to end
Oh
this.
wow.
Yeah, I have
All
some.
right.
I'm going to end
Okay.
this. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. It's a
Everybody,
great night.
be
Much
well.
obliged, much
Have a
obliged.
happy rest of your weekend. Be
Hmm.
safe, and we'll see you here next week, Thursday. Take
All
care.
right.
Bye.
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 Bye.